servers are just fucking falling apart. We're not even using that much bit rate. That's crazy.
Oh, we're live.
We are live.
We're live.
We are. We're live.
Let's go. Welcome back, Sard. What's up, guys? What's up, Zero Blood? We see you.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
We are officially live, guys. I'm getting the Twitch chat here up on my phone. There we go. Dope. Let's go. All right, so we don't have our intro music.
No, we don't really have
We don't have much right now.
much.
But we're winging it. We're gonna have the rest of the stuff for next week.
Yeah.
Man, why can't I make the chat go full screen? Maybe I can. Chat only. Boom. Boom. We have the technology. All right.
There we go. Oh, I didn't even... Oh, we're going to be taking questions from the chat because I forgot to post
All right, we'll do that. We'll take
tech support stuff.
we'll take some questions from the chat.
Because we were doing all of this.
Yes. All right.
Running around the city. I guess we just go. 'Cause
We just go.
We don't really have our.
I
normal
really wish I
intro.
could see that laptop though for the chat.
Unfortunately, if we were put it in the middle, I wouldn't be able to
Okay.
read anything.
All right.
That's why in the future,
Yeah,
we're gonna upgrade.
We're gonna
we're
have
get
pads.
tablets.
We're gonna
and
have
stuff.
some tablets, guys. We're gonna have some tablets.
this figured out. We're gonna have this figured out. But for this week, it's a miracle we get this far. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is to start this off the same as always. Let me get cozy here. We gotta straddle the leg of this table. It's
I know
kinda,
that's kind of annoying.
it's kind of a.
You know what we should do next time? No, we can't. 'Cause
No, we
we drill
can't.
the holes that way.
We drilled the holes. That's a
We're
permanent
locked.
choice.
We're locked. We didn't think that. We didn't think
No.
that through.
There's a very
Because
permanent decision.
the legs of the table are right beside. I don't know if you guys can see that. No, you can't see that. But
No.
my knee is hitting the corner, and if we
Yeah.
just would have turned the table a little bit and then drilled the holes,
Yeah,
we would've been
didn't-
good.
We didn't get that far.
but we messed up.
We just instantly drilled
This
holes.
will help us though from not moving around too much. This
This is true.
This will
We're gonna
keep
be
us
locked in.
stationary. Yeah.
Locked in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is Thursday. What is this? October the 5th,
Yep.
I think.
Yeah, because yesterday was the 4th, which was
Your anniversary.
my anniversary.
Exactly, which is why this wasn't happening yesterday. Not that it would have happened yesterday anyway.
It wouldn't have happened.
Given the amount of time it took to even get this going, but it is just that, and it is another Technical Alpha podcast. This time, it's not just another Technical Alpha podcast. It is, for those watching live at home, and for those of you watching on YouTube, it is the first Technical Alpha podcast where we are sitting in the same room.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Black and Mr. War sitting in
Yeah.
the same room, looking at each other lovingly in the eyes, piercingly,
Yes.
as we go through this podcast, sitting in front of $5 billion worth of retro video games.
Yeah, we're gonna get something cool. I'm gonna set up a monitor there, guys, and at some point we're gonna have some maybe topics and some things that'll pop up on there. And Adam and I are also gonna do some retro verses again that we're gonna talk about another time. We're gonna play video games right here in front of
Yeah.
that, and you guys will have a cool little point of view
Yeah.
as well. So, but yeah, we rigged this together tonight. And I'm actually surprised. Usually Adam is really, really bad for going like in insane details over the dumbest shit.
Oh, we got it,
He I have to hand it to him.
Bingo bango.
He got the shit done. He got it done like and to the point where I was even surprised that it was done. So, you know,
we
here.
got it. We're locked in. We're locked in. Yeah, you were going to put a TV here originally anyway.
Yeah.
So that's just convenient.
It's convenient. It's making me do it now.
Yeah, now you have even more reasons.
Yep.
So we'll have something going on there. So we'll be able
I did
to
not
do
tweet
that.
out, so I'll do that.
Yeah,
while
I
Adam.
didn't, yeah, you do the social media work.
Yeah.
And I will. You're admin on our Facebook,
I am.
aren't you? Okay,
I
so you
have
can
the
do
power.
that. You have the power.
Yep.
Great, fantastic. Yeah, we didn't tweet out yet or do anything. We just went live. We just did it. But ladies and gentlemen, otherwise, this is a pretty normal technical alpha podcast. We have our usual topics. Nothing changes except for the fact that we are physically in the same room. And hopefully, for those of you watching and listening on YouTube or Twitch TV, this looks and sounds better than it did before, because that was the goal, and of course to make it a bit easier on us. And hopefully for those listening on iTunes and 15 days later on Google Play, because it takes them forever to populate their podcasts, it also sounds good for you guys too. This was actually a pretty loaded couple of weeks for various things. We obviously missed, yesterday because of Jeff's anniversary, which is why we're doing the podcast today. But the week before, my computer exploded.
Yeah.
Not literally, but as close as you could get, I suppose. So my graphics card power delivery died. It backfired. I spent days and days trying to figure out what was going on with it. Eventually discovered that was the cause, and so we didn't have access to a computer to do the podcast with. So that's why we didn't get a chance to do the podcast a couple of Thursdays ago. But we're here now. We can get this bad boy started and caught up as much as we can in the last couple of weeks. The big one for this week that we'll roll with first, because it seems to be most pertinent to our careers. You're rigging yourself up a little.
Yeah, why not? Until I get my tablet.
Your tablet.
I actually have an iPad upstairs, but I'm too lazy. I'll get it next week.
Mr. Mike Morhaime.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Mike Morhaime, one of the co-founders of Blizzard Entertainment, and therefore the grandfather of LAGTV, basically, is stepping down from his position as CEO of the company, or president. I don't know which title he took for that. I'm not sure which one it was. Both. Let's say both. President and CEO. He was everything. Either way, he's stepping down after, I believe, 27 years.
A long time.
It was a long time, and a pretty good career he managed to string together in those 27 years. So he's stepping down and handing the torch off, and so I just thought I'd put that in there. But obviously, pretty pivotal guy for us here because, well, without StarCraft,
I'd be fucked. I'm just going to be honest with you.
We wouldn't be sitting in this room doing this right now.
Fucked.
Yeah.
Completely.
It would be a bit different.
I got to meet him.
That's right. You actually got to meet Mike.
I got to meet him, and not only once, probably 3 or 4 times within that 3 or 4 day period that I was in Las Vegas. I had dinner with him. I met his wife. I sat beside him for probably about 3 hours at a dinner, and we talked because I was the only guy in StarCraft that was there.
Oh, really? Okay.
And he is all about StarCraft,
He's a StarCraft
right?
guy.
So I was very happy to know that he's heard of When Cheese Fails. He's watched
that's good.
several episodes of When Cheese Fails.
Fantastic.
And that was when Dustin came over. I think that's his name, right? Dustin.
Yeah, Dustin. Yep.
He came over and he was just gushing about When Cheese Fails. But Michael was I talk like was as in like he's dead or something, but you know,
he's still alive.
He's still alive. He's kicking it. He's just going to enjoy hopefully the rest of his, his life
retirement
with the billions of dollars he's made
for
the company.
Esports money.
But what was really cool about him, and I'm not just saying this because, well, let's be honest, I've already ranted that Blizzard has really never done anything for us ever. But it doesn't change the fact that the guy was super humble.
Sure.
He is super approachable.
Well, Mike wasn't the one sitting down going, this is the list of people that we need to do things for.
Of course not.
Yeah.
But you would think like somebody that is like that successful, that sort of important, just in gaming in general, that some people have egos. I've met like higher ups in gaming companies that not CEOs, but even just like people with power that are cunts. Wear $3,000 suits, $40,000 watch, $20,000 buckle and boots. Or whatever the hell, they're Gucci Mane, and they walk around like their shit don't stink. But Michael's
shit stank.
His shit. Yeah, his shit stunk. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. He didn't pretend his shit didn't stink.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah. No, he was cool, man. He was cool, and he talked like he talked a lot about like him starting. It was almost like I was doing a little interview because it was weird. Because
well, you're
I'm
at dinner with the
literally-
guy. You're sitting there
I'm
with
sitting
him.
beside him, and his wife is to my left. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, there's like $3 billion around me, and at the time I've got like $8,000 in the bank, and I'm just like I'm trying to floss a little
Living
bit.
the dream.
And I'm surrounded by all this success, and it's weird because you almost, and he wants to talk to me because he's into StarCraft and we're chatting, but then it's like those awkward silences, like when you're and you're constantly like you're in a conversation with, it doesn't even need to be with the biggest guy in gaming, one of the biggest.
You don't
anybody.
You don't want to be the person that said the last word and then let it die.
Right?
Yeah.
So it ended up being like an interview where I'm like interviewing him, but not in front of anybody. It's just him and I.
You grill them on like his entire career.
Yeah, I'm like, how did it start? And he starts talking about like, oh, just a few employees up to 4,000 now, and started in this and that, and he was going on, and it was like a natural type interview that was like really cool, and I could tell he was enjoying it because I was asking him questions that I even think at one point he was like, yeah, you know what? I haven't thought about that in a long time. Like I could tell that because nobody talks about StarCraft.
Of course,
He was interested in the conversation.
It's
It wasn't
finally,
like, are we getting Warcraft 4 or Hearthstone or whatever,
Yeah.
right? So that was cool, and the guy was super chill. So it's sad to see him go. I was on Reddit, and a bunch of people were nervous now. Because Blizzard is with Activision,
and he, like you were saying, he's the StarCraft guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what a lot of fans are thinking here, and we haven't had anybody from Blizzard come out and or Michael and come out and say, everything's going to be cool with StarCraft. Because let's be real, as big of a following that StarCraft has, it's not huge, but it's still there, and there's
It's not a moneymaker, though.
It's not a moneymaker.
Yeah.
And same with Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
And even World of Warcraft to a degree, people are scared that either World of Warcraft is going to turn into this like money machine where they're going to try and gouge people for every cent they have, but more so StarCraft and Heroes of the Storm, because they don't make Blizzard tons of cash.
Yeah.
They're not like World of Warcraft or Hearthstone or Overwatch. So what is going to happen? What is going to happen with StarCraft? Is some Activision asshole going to be hired and he's going to take care of the shareholders? Because remember, this isn't just Blizzard anymore. They're with the company now, and they're bringing out Black Ops, where it's going to make a shit ton of cash.
It's still really weird when I played the demo to see Black Ops 4
on the launcher.
The launcher,
Yeah.
It just stood out like a sore thumb. You're seeing StarCraft and World of Warcraft and Hearthstone, and then all of a sudden Black Ops, and you're like, what?
I know.
Why is Call of Duty amongst all of this stuff? And so it is. I get why people are a bit upset. I feel like it's probably not going to change that much. I doubt that Mike woke up every day and went in and fought the corporate fight to like keep the dream alive for these games.
Yeah.
Like they've still been pushing Heroes of the Storm more than they've been pushing StarCraft.
That's true.
So I doubt that's going to suddenly stop.
Okay. So I didn't read. Did he say why he's stepping down? Because
I haven't seen him say why.
Do you think that he's stepping down because he wants to? Or do you think he's stepping down because somebody, not higher up, because he's the high, he's the high up, but maybe there's a consensus in the back. Maybe he doesn't like the fact that there is Call of Duty attached to Blizzard now, and that it is being pushed the way it is. Or is it funny that he's kind of bowing out before the big game comes out? Is there going to be any pushback about this? Is something bad around the horizon? Or are shareholders saying, listen, we've dealt with you for a long time, and maybe it's time that you naturally want to just step down for good face, like it's your own on your own accord, and to the fans.
Well, they do that in general. They're like, it's like if somebody gets fired,
exactly.
They rarely do.
They don't say you're fired
unless
unless it's like a Me Too movement thing.
Yeah, then,
but beyond that, that's like Kathleen Kennedy, which we'll talk about a little bit later on.
Yeah.
But do you think that there's more to it than him just saying, I'm done, I want to retire, I want to enjoy the rest of my life? Or do you think like, oh shit, Activision's really making its stamp on Blizzard now, there's some changes that maybe he fundamentally is just like, this is not my vision, this is not my baby anymore, maybe it's time for me to get my name away from it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's all of the above.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like, I don't think it's one or the other. I don't think it's, only retirement or only because maybe he's not 100% on board with where the direction of the company is going. I think that it's a convenient convergence of all of those things. He was probably, even if the company was going the way that he, let's say that he really, and that's assuming that it isn't, right?
Yeah,
We're just assuming.
you never know.
We don't know.
Hey,
but assuming that's the case, right? Yeah. So, assuming that's the case, then maybe if it was going where he wanted the company to go, maybe he sticks around for another handful of years. But I have to imagine, given his age, and how much money the guy's made, he has the option to just bow out at any time anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so he probably wasn't. What I'm trying to say is he probably wasn't that far away from retirement, even if he was happy with where the company was going.
Yeah.
Maybe what's happening right now is expediting that process, and where he sits back and goes, okay, I could stick around for a little while longer. I don't need the money. And maybe he, being the StarCraft guy and the whatever guy, the original, because he's one of the founders, maybe because they're not just working on that stuff anymore, maybe his heart's not in it as much, and he just wants to go and live life up because he can.
Yeah.
But it's also convenient because the company is still in a really ridiculously good place.
Spot, yeah.
So he gets.
If it does go to shit from here on out, people can he knows in his mind also that, like, hey, it went to shit when I left.
I was gone.
And I did my job.
When I bowed out, company was in a good place. So
Yeah.
I think it's a convenient thing for him. So he can go literally be like, all right, look, I can afford to retire. I've been in it for 27 years. That's a pretty good run.
Yep.
We push the stuff that I hold near and dear as far as we can push it, and it's not what people want these days, and so maybe my heart's not in it as much anymore, so why not? And it provides him a way to step away from the company where the company's in a good place so that people can't come back at some point and be like, well, Mikey, you stuck around too long.
Yeah.
Old guys needed to leave. We needed new blood.
Yeah.
He avoids all of that situation. And in fact, some people, even when he announced that shit, some people were saying that whole, oh, well, that's good, Blizzard needs new blood. And I'm sitting back going,
are you fucking smoking something hard?
Like, what?
If there's anything that I guess most Blizzard, is there Blizzard haters out there? I mean, I guess there are.
Absolutely. There's haters for everything, but there's definitely Blizzard haters.
But in terms of the things that people are complaining about when it comes to Blizzard, I think the CEO or the direction of the company is probably not the thing that's at people's at the top of things to bitch about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think, just the amount of presence they have on esports, the great quality titles that they put out. I think, I don't think the leadership was ever at question.
No.
No.
Not really,
at any point.
The only thing that they questioned is when they merged with Activision, but
Yeah.
they would have also been stupid to not do that because that's the amount of money. The amount of money. Just crazy. Absolutely crazy.
But yeah, it sucks. Nonetheless, it sucks.
Yeah, absolutely. So all things, regardless of what the reasons are, Mike, hats off to you. Good job on a fantastic career.
Yeah.
You're never going to see this, but I'm saying it anyway. Thank you for helping create the company that would create the game that would create our careers and get us to this point.
Straight up. And a big thank you for 3 of the most expensive dinners I've ever had in my entire life.
And will probably
will ever have.
Ever again.
We went to some crazy steakhouse at the MGM. Like, oh my goodness. It was one of those places that they don't give you sides for steaks.
No.
You gotta order like family size sides.
Yeah.
And then kind of everybody just goes in.
You just give her.
But you have like a butler that comes in, like, puts the shit on your plate and asks you if you'd like more.
How long was the pepper grinder that they used?
It was longer than my slongadong.
Because depending on how expensive a place, I have a theory. The more expensive a place is, the longer the pepper grinder.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. It's like one guy held it and
it's
another
like he's
person
across
on a
the room
ladder.
with somebody on the other side going like this. Fucking 3-man operation for the pepper grinder.
Yeah.
I only noticed that when I was taken out downtown for my 18th birthday to Del Maurizio's on the waterfront, which is one of the more expensive places in the city,
spot,
right?
Yeah.
It was like the bill at the end. I snuck a peek before when it was like a $500 for 4 people. It was an expensive dinner, and it was
fire,
fucking delicious.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go back for $500 again, mind you, unless I just suddenly won the lottery. And even then, I would consider maybe not going there. But pepper grinder, just huge. at Mandingo Dick pepper grinder came out and and it just looks so fancy because they're like doing it from like
fancy.
way above the head and shit. It's crazy.
Fancy.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout outs, kind sir, for all the memories, man. I mean, Jesus. I mean, without StarCraft, it's insane.
This is
my childhood, my adulthood.
You're slinging chicken right now.
I'm literally slinging chicken right now.
If it wasn't for Mikey.
Thank you, Mikey.
Thank you, Mikey. That's true. I just gave SNL their best skit in years. Do an entire skit on the fancier the restaurant, the longer the pepper grinder.
There it is.
That's it.
That's it.
Because SNL's been shit for years.
You should write some SNL jokes.
Yeah, probably maybe just one.
Just one.
Just
Yeah,
this one.
Just one.
And just walk away.
Yeah.
Retire while
Just
I'm
like
on top.
Mike.
Just like Mike. When you're
retire
on
on top. Just
That's
say, I'm
right.
good. I can retire now.
Cut-
Not really,
cut
but
it when you can.
I'm still leaving.
Cut it when you can. Another big one in the last couple weeks was Telltale Games shutting down. And they didn't just shut down.
Oh.
Somebody pressed the nuclear launch button on that company.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah.
And when that ended, it didn't end well. It was like a nasty breakup. It was like, if the breakup is nice, you sit down, you talk about who's going to get what and everything. Bad breakup, people just start saying what they're taking, the reckless abandon.
Yeah.
Fuck you, I'm taking the couch.
The dog's mine.
Dog's mine.
No,
you can
you're
nothing
not taking the dog. Yes.
Yes, I am.
I feed it. I take it out for walks. Fuck you.
It's
Keep
mine.
the cats. I don't want the fucking cats.
Too bad.
I want the dog.
Too bad.
Hey, Thor, where do you want to go? Do you want to come with mommy or daddy? Goes over to mom. Well, fuck
Get
you.
fucked.
But yeah, no, it was bad.
Yeah.
And I mean, I haven't had any interest in playing a Telltale game in probably 3 or 4 years. Right? It's been about 3 to 4 years.
For me, I haven't played since the second season of
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I remember when Kayla was streaming a little bit with me. She played, I think, Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It was either Game of Thrones or something like that. It was one of those things.
Yeah.
And it was just getting kind of stale. It was like it ran its course. It was like a really cool. It's almost like if you go to those rooms, those escape rooms.
Yeah.
And you experience an escape room and you do it a couple of times. You're just kind of over the experience.
Yeah.
It's like it's one of those things where, the acting was fine. The animation was kind of It was like comic booky. It worked for the storytelling, but that was really about it. And I think they either needed to up the level of stakes in it, or it was bound to fail. It's like a bad show, or not a good. It's like a good show that goes bad. It's like a season 1 of True Detective, where you're playing, you're like, man, this is fucking. Oh man, this is fun. I can interact with this shit. It's in a universe I like. I like The Walking Dead. I like Game of Thrones. I like Cinderella and all these fairy wolf. What was it?
The Wolf Among Us.
The Wolf Among Us. Oh, so cool. It's got my favorite characters. And then once season 2 hits, you're like, okay, that was pretty good. And then season 3 hits, and you're like, you know what? There's other better shit out there.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna go and play something. And now games are getting like. We see stuff like God of War that you're playing, and these other games that are also The Last of Us and these types of games, Naughty Dog, where we're getting that story, but we're getting it on more of a realistic, grittier movie-like experience. And a lot of them are still interactive. Like, you're still clicking X and triangle and right and left bumpers.
It's more than an interactive novel, which is basically what Telltale Game stuff was.
Yeah.
Is you had like quick time events, the game, and then you could occasionally walk around. And that was about the show, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Telltale Games had something really good, and then they made the fatal mistake of too much of a good thing.
Yep.
So, like you were saying, it got a bit stale. I don't think it needed to be stale. I think it's just that they did The Walking Dead. They found a formula. They're like, what? People love the formula. The first season of Walking Dead game was like, everyone wanted to play that shit. Everyone was streaming it.
Let's also realize that The Walking Dead was hotter than fucking hotcakes at McDonald's at the time. I mean, now The Walking Dead is like literally Walking Dead.
It is not doing so well.
Oh, it's not doing well at all.
It's
like
not
the main character is like leaving the show now. I don't even know how the shit is still going. Be honest with you, the ratings are going down.
they're doing like a couple million of viewers an episode now versus like the 6 or 7
yeah,
million
I mean,
they
it's
had
still
before.
good. It's still more successful than most shows, but I
Yeah.
mean, when the show is also going down, you can't expect the game to be going up.
No.
You know?
But it was they started with that. It was like you said, the show was hot, the formula worked, people were on it. Everyone wanted to play it. Streaming, that was another really big stream game. The first season of The Walking Dead.
Yep.
It went kind of wild, and once they found that formula, it was like somebody internally said, "All right, we need to do this, but we need to apply it to literally every license that we can get our hands on, and do it once every 6 months for the next like 5 years."
Yep.
It wasn't like, all right, let's just slow, like it's making good money. If we do a Walking Dead a year.
Yeah. It's like releasing When Cheese Fails, right?
Yeah.
You come out with it once a week.
You crank it up too much.
And if you start putting out too many When Cheese Fails, that wow factor
goes away.
People get used to it. Sure, there's still a bunch that enjoy it. But is it enough to sustain itself? And well, we've learned that the hard way, and that's why we're here at the with
that's
the
why
podcast.
we're doing a podcast.
And you
right
should go
now.
to the Patreon right now and support us.
Yes,
so that we can continue to do this.
Please, God,
because
please.
we are literally Walking Dead.
Yes.
So yeah,
we're not even Walking Dead numbers.
Oh hell no.
No.
Hell's to the no. No.
Norman Reedus is loving the fact that Rick is leaving the show, though.
Oh, I would imagine
he's going to be numero uno.
Yeah, and his pay is going to go
up through the roof. As it should, because honestly,
he's the best part of the show, and Rick, has been for a long. Rick has never been overly likable.
Okay, the actor, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but actor. It's not that he did a bad job of Rick. I will say that he started phoning it in the last couple of seasons because, well, I shouldn't say that either. Because it's not, ultimately it's the script, and it's the director that says we're going to get this shot, and I felt like every episode of The Walking Dead was half of the show was close up on Rick's face. Rick, for whatever reason, whether it was wintertime or what, it didn't fucking matter, drenched in sweat, like somebody just took a water bottle like Triple H before he gets in the ring, and just drenched, hair just all over his face. And his eyes, like he just smoked 5 to 10 grams of weed by himself before he got on, and just puffy out and just and crying.
Yeah.
And that was half the episode. Was
Rick? He looked strained all the time. He's like,
it looked like he was trying to take a shit, real hard shit, but he was crying. And the
director comes over. All right, scene 2, cut, take 7.
Yeah, just water him up.
And 3, 2, 1, action.
Just having Carl. And that was like that was his entire show.
That was it.
I don't know how he didn't get pneumonia.
Yeah, it was like that bitch on Scandal, the black chick. You ever watch that show?
No.
She's always got that like I smell somebody just farted beside me face, like she's got that same face.
Stuck. It's like when your mom said, "Don't make that face."
Yeah,
it will get
you know
stuck
what?
That way.
Exactly. It's what he did and what she does and what a lot of actors do. It's like they have this scene early on, and it's a great scene, and it's like they show a lot of emotion. It's powerful, and then they just replicate that emotion that they had, and that's their go-to fucking.
That's it.
It's like no matter what he could have what's his name Rick could have been having a sandwich, a ham and salami sandwich
that was drenched.
That was just.
Just a damp, just water dripping off the back of the sandwich.
Dude, it doesn't matter. And he'd have the same fucking face and look. It's like the director is like, you know what, Rick, we need you to look drenched. And we need you to just look concerned for Carl and just, get your eyes red a little bit.
You'll be, in fairness, if I was eating a really wet, like, ham sandwich, I'd have the same
There's
face.
nothing worse than a soggy sandwich.
It's so bad.
I would be drenched,
I'd
too.
be pissed, too.
Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
I'd be pissed.
I don't know how we went from Telltale to this, but, yeah, they're done. They're fucking done.
They're done.
They you know what, dude?
Yeah.
They've gone past their prime.
It's
and
really
you know
it's really unfortunate though, because the real point of talking about this is that the employees got fucked.
Yeah, no,
right?
They got fucked.
So
hard.
like, no, there's no such thing as severance. Really?
No, it's like
there's no like
it's
a
over.
heads up, like guys, start looking for work because heads up, you're not working here for much longer. Like there was none of that shit. It was just straight up, hey guys, we're closing the doors. Everyone came. Their boxes were already there. Everyone got a picture of Wet Rick, and then they were just sent on their way, and that was the fucking show.
Good luck.
Good luck. Peace.
Yeah. So.
And then they said they were going to try and find some way of like keeping a skeleton crew to finish the last, and then that was like, no, not.
You know what that skeleton
happening.
crew would be doing? They'd just be stealing things from the office every day at work. They'd be like, you know what? I'm stealing this.
With the amount of work that those people were doing, when you start hearing
slave labor,
they were probably doing coke just to stay awake.
Dude, they were doing more work than my ancestors.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
That is a shit ton of work.
Not as much running.
And whipping, but
still work.
Well, go you take me. There might have been. There might have been.
Some.
That's rough. I mean, it's rough.
I doubt they could have sung as well, though.
No, they definitely could have. No, it wouldn't have happened.
Wouldn't have had the great church hymns come out of it. Wouldn't have happened. No, wouldn't have happened.
So anyway,
that's
shitty.
So I feel bad, all you employees out there that are basically looking for work right now. Look, there's no doubt that the dev team was talented as fuck. It was just the people pressing the buttons to make the decisions were
dumb.
Not.
Yeah, they're dumb.
They were not, which sounds an awful lot like High Res. If I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah. What's next? What do we got?
Sony finally decided to allow crossplay, Jeff.
I saw that.
At least for Fortnite.
And they got an approval from Ninja. Did you see that tweet?
What? Well, shit.
He said
they made it.
I don't know what they said, but Ninja said, "I'm proud of you," and it got like 75,000 likes and retweets. You know.
Oh God!
Did you see that shit with Ninja on the ESPN's cover and shit?
I saw the cover.
Did you see the Samsung commercial?
I didn't see the Samsung commercial.
Dude, that shit's fire, man.
I saw like a really short GIF of like the hallway part where he's walking down.
Dude,
and that part I was like,
the lighting and shit.
They made all 48 pounds of him look good.
Dude, Ninja is a legit fucking celebrity,
dude,
man.
He's tearing it up.
Dude,
tearing it up fierce.
You know what? I just want to talk about Ninja for a second because this guy is.
Tell me about Ninja, Jeff.
You know, it kind of makes me salty because for the first time in my life, I'm envious of somebody. You know, where I'm just like I'm not jealous.
I am.
I'm not. I'm not jealous because there's parts of that life that I wouldn't want. But at the same time, it's like, God damn, how are you just doing everything right?
Yeah.
All the fucking time.
Yeah.
It's like, when is this, like, is he gonna...
Where's your slip up?
Yeah, like, do you have 3 kids in Mexico? You know, do you have, like, 3 housewives that we're unaware of?
A secret, like, Adderall addiction?
Yeah, like, what are, like, are you a fucking alien? Are you real?
What, are you a lizard person?
Like, Jesus
the
Christ.
Illuminati?
Like, how are you so happy and famous and successful and
he's like the you know, the 1/1000th of the size and weight and white version of The Rock.
Yeah, that's literally it. And dude, I saw the commercial, right? And I'm rooting for the guy. Like, you know, I'm actually rooting for the guy because he's doing a lot for gaming and he seems like a nice dude.
He does seem like a nice dude.
And I'm watching this commercial and he's got like either some of his other famous Fortnite buddies in there and it's a cheesy commercial, but when Ninja comes up and he's in this fucking like this hallway and the lights are cool and he's leading the pack and he's looking down at this young black chick and she wants to be like Ninja and she's on the team and shit. And it's like he there's this aura around him where he's like he's the fucking man.
He is.
And she's looking up to him like
he's Jesus.
Like he's Jesus. And he actually is the gaming blue-haired Jesus.
He is.
And it's like, Jesus Christ, are you going to make a mistake at any point? I'm waiting for it.
Maybe he's going to try and grow a beard and he can't. Maybe that's his mistake.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but the commercial's cool.
Yeah.
He had the ESPN cover. That was cool.
That was fire.
There was an interview in there. That was cool. Fuck, man. Like, Ninja's the fucking shit, dude.
Everyone just wants to be Ninja.
You got to think about it, too. Besides Ninja, I can't think of any other celebrity in the world beyond maybe The Rock, Kevin Hart, Conor McGregor, like LeBron, and maybe a select few other Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, the Kardashians. He's on their. He's not. He's
for social media status.
For social media status, he is almost there, right?
You know what I learned the other day? how much some of the people you just listed charge for a single Instagram post for a promo.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Dude, The Rock charges $650,000 for a single one. Count it, one. And Instagram videos aren't particularly long. He's just in the middle of a gym workout, and he's like, I'm going to just make a quick $650K. 1 sec.
You like Apple products?
Hey, guys, guess what? Under Armour is fucking dope. Look at the size of my arms. Go buy some shit. I made some shoes.
Dude, somebody
$650,000 US.
You know, I talk about this in my book a lot. A fair amount about what some of these streamers can make.
Can pull down, yeah.
And I had a guy come to my stream and the other day, and we were talking about Ninja, or somebody brought up Ninja, and they were like, "Yeah, man, he's got to be making like $500,000 a month." And I wanted to run my head into a wall, and I'm like, "A month?"
Well, they're not wrong.
I'm like, "A month?
A month?
Oh, how about a few days?"
That's a slow Tuesday.
You know, when you think about it, it's like the amount of attention he has. Like whoever's his agent, and who is his agent? Like, I don't know.
His wife?
Well, I know his wife manages him.
Probably.
But you know, is she the one going out and getting these deals? But the agency must be like, you know what? If you're signing with Red Bull,
yeah,
those deals have got to be worth like millions and millions a year. And if not, you're fucking up.
You put it into perspective, right? So you put it in perspective. Sidney Crosby,
yes,
biggest hockey player in the world. Reebok, $5 million deal a year.
Yes.
Okay. So there's your benchmark. So he's not making. I doubt he's making 5.
No,
on a deal.
but I mean at least 2.
He's making 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
If it's a permanent, like long term, you're locking me up, and I'm pushing your stuff on my stream, and every time I open my mouth, 3 million 13-year-old children listen intently.
Dude, I was watching Ninja's clip on Twitter the other day. Like, it's just like a random fucking clip that had like 3 million views of him just owning people.
Yeah.
And the
other thing that's annoying is that not only is he crushing all this,
he's a god.
He's also actually inhumanly good at video games.
In the background, he's got a Red Bull. He's got like a Red Bull fridge or some shit, and he's got like a Red Bull bandana.
Doesn't he have like a Budweiser?
But I don't know
what
a
6-pack of Budweiser. Or
I don't know what the fuck he's got going on. But I saw his Red Bull bandana, and then there was like an emote of the bandana or some shit. I had the biggest craving for Red Bull that I have ever had in my life, bro. I went to the gas station to pick up 2 sugar-free Red Bull.
Yeah.
Because of Ninja. Shit works.
We got to come in. His day rate is $150,000
for Ninja. That makes sense, right? $150,000 for a day.
$150,000 for a day.
So
hey, you want to rent me? $150,000.
And you know what? He's nicely rented,
and he's getting it.
He's getting nicely rented.
He is.
It's nice too.
If he
because
was Airbnb, 5 stars.
What's nice exactly? What's nice about Ninja and why he's worth even more money than say some of the other big, because there's probably about 5 other really big streamers.
Because his impressions, the age range he hits,
age range is perfect, and
huge.
He's the first streamer to literally be a celebrity.
Break into
he
mainstream.
broke into the mainstream,
yeah.
Which means all the major corporations that wanted to get into gaming.
This is their end.
And he's PG, and he's just like he's like
the
you know
storm.
what, you know what, like Samsung, we've been fucking chomping. Sure, we've done a few esport events, but we've been chomping at the bit to get to have a streamer that's consistent, that is PG, that's loved, that's the celebrity that we can slap our brand on. And guess what? We've got millions in the budget, and you're getting all of it.
Hey, Ninja.
And
come on in.
Nobody else gets that selection. It's like it's somebody opens up the catalog, and it's Ninja. It's just a bunch of ninjas.
There's a list on a wall, and there's 10 different names, and all of them are Ninja.
It's perfect. It's absolutely
the marketing guy comes in and says, "All right, guys, look, you can have anyone you want as long as it's Ninja."
It's incredible. You know, shout outs to Ninja for, I don't know how we got on this on this topic, but the guys
because of crossplay with Sony.
Yes,
Sony's
that's what it was,
crossplay,
because he tweeted out, and then I saw the Samsung shit. It's like, you know, how can you hate on the dude? You just can't hate on him.
No.
You just can't hate on him. The guy's crushing
Which
it.
almost in and of itself
makes you wanna
is
hate
a
on him.
reason to hate him because
Yeah,
it's like The
you're
Rock.
fucking
it's
too
like me,
perfect.
It's me and The Rock.
Yeah.
Like I have this with The Rock, where The Rock is so damn successful.
Yeah.
He's
Makes you feel like
he's 6'4", whatever, 265
8.5
pounds,
inch dick.
just a man dingo sized dick swinging around. Dude's in the gym. He sleeps 4 hours a day, and yet he can do as much as he does. If I had 4 hours a day, I'd be useful for 4 hours
Straight up.
and I'd be dead.
Straight up.
And he goes and he does like 3 different movie sets, hits the gym up for like 2 straight hours, and then goes home and eats 7,500 calories worth of just whatever the fuck he
Sushi
wants.
and cookies.
Yeah.
And calls it a day.
The double chocolate, whatever, and then he sandwiches them with peanut butter in the middle and crushes
Dude,
them.
I swear to God.
Crushes
that in like 3-5 years. All right. Remember I said on the podcast like 6 months ago, Ninja's gonna be worth $100 million in 5 years. He's gonna be worth $100 million in 3 years.
Yeah, that's speed that
All right.
up. Yeah,
3
for
years
sure.
now.
Yeah.
And if it keeps going the way it is, I'm gonna say 2 years.
Yeah, it might get faster.
But on top of that, if say a year or two comes down the road and you and I are still doing this podcast,
Yeah.
and a sex tape comes out of Ninja. And his dick is anything longer than 7 inches. I'm packing it in. I'm
it's
done.
done.
I'm
Go
done. I'm
home.
like, you know what, motherfucker?
You win.
You've got the black dick. You've
You win.
You've got the talent. You've got everything. You're perfect. I'm
got
done.
it.
I can't compete in any way.
I have a theory, Jeb. If there is a white dude that has an exceeding amount of confidence in a public forum, he's got a big dick.
Mm-hmm.
That's my theory.
He's got a big dick then.
Because it's like as a guy, it's a thing you fall back on. It's like, yeah, I might be terrible at all this, but
I got a
big dick.
Fuck your bitch.
That's my theory. That's like the pepper grinder. It's the same thing except with a dick.
Shit. So you hear it. You heard it here first. I'm gonna retire the day there's a Ninja sex tape and his dick is huge.
So the more confident that you see a white dude out in public, odds are he's got a big dick.
Or a big wallet.
One or the other.
Yeah.
One or the other.
What's next?
One usually helps the other happen. Harry Potter got an RPG like leak
saw
video,
that.
which looked pretty dope.
I thought it was fire.
It did look pretty fire.
I wanted to grab a fucking wand and start hitting people with shit.
Can I make a confession? Harry Potter is my shit.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really fucks with Harry Potter. I watched the first 4 movies. I used to play those old PC games that were fun as fuck back in the day.
Those are pretty good.
You know what? There's a part of my soul that wants to love Harry Potter, and then there's a part of me that is like, you know what? You're just a little too black. You like Star Wars too much.
They had that one black guy though.
Yeah, but it ain't worth.
True.
Like, it's just a little too nerdy for me, and there's not enough cool to it. It's just a little too nerdy. Kayla loves that shit.
The first time I watched all the movies, like one, and it was spread out. Like I never went to a theater to watch a Harry Potter. Well, I went to one in the theater. It was no, sorry, I went to the last 2. Were the only 2 I went to. Deathly Hallows 1 and 2. And when I first watched those movies, especially the first few, I was like, this is just not me. But when I went back and watched them a second time,
You like them.
for whatever reason, nothing changed. I watched them a second time. Now they're my shit. Now I will watch the entire thing once a year.
What?
And I'm okay with it.
What?
It's something about it.
Yeah,
I will say
I
the
might have to give him another try. I might have to
music
give
is
him another
part
try.
of it. The music is fire in those movies.
I like Daniel Radcliffe. He's a good actor.
And oh my goodness, I'm gonna get lambasted for forgetting the guy's name that plays Snape. That passed away.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Oh my God, how can I not think of his name right now?
Somebody will
Absolute fucking legend, and he kills that role beyond belief. I watch the movies almost exclusively for his role as Snape. Somebody will mention his name in chat, and I can't believe that Alan Rickman.
There you go.
There is a video short, and I can't remember the name of it, but it is literally a slow motion video of him kind of slowly getting angry and flipping a table. It's got water and everything, and flipping it, and it's got like classical music in the background. One of the greatest 2 minutes of my entire life. You're gonna want to look that up. I don't know what the name of that video is, but it's absolute fire. Alan Rickman, rest in motherfucking peace, you glorious bastard.
But yeah, that Harry Potter game looks dope.
It does look dope.
You can still find it. They're taking it down on YouTube channels like a mother.
Which tells you it's an actual thing.
Oh yeah, and they're not saying anything about it.
No,
it's like an RPG. online RPG or some shit?
I'm not sure what it's supposed to. Oh, it's just we're just sticking with RPG for now, I guess.
Okay.
And then somebody was making the guess that the studio Rocksteady, which is one of the studios that did the Batman games, I believe, was going to do it, but apparently that was debunked. So at least the game is real, apparently, but it's not Rocksteady doing the game.
You know what always impressed me? When there are some high-profile AAA titles that are being developed, that a lot of the time it does stay quiet. You don't know the shit's coming out. That is impressive. Like
it's pretty rare these days because they started leaking stuff. Yeah. Right.
Well, companies will leak shit on
purpose. That's what I mean by the hardcore quotation marks around leaking.
But sometimes, a lot of the times, you don't
it's legit.
You don't see
anything.
You don't see shit, and then next thing you know, you're watching E3 or something. You're like, what the fuck? They're developing all this, and it's this deep in. Yeah. And nobody that's working on the game
had any idea.
Or there isn't some asshole that works for the company that takes like a sneak photo or gets paid off by some
I'll give you $15,000 for a sneak peek.
Well, that shit happens, man.
Yeah, it does.
And
absolutely.
not just in video games, but like in movies, like
TV
movie sets,
shows, all that shit. Yeah.
It's like there's hefty fines and shit if you get caught. You lose your job, you can be sued, but. I'm surprised that that shit can stay leaked the way things do. But
and Harry Potter's been pretty good about, in general, that whole thing has been very good about being tight-lipped about everything. So I'm surprised that this even happened if it wasn't intentional. But there it is. It looked pretty good. Sure we'll find out more. In the future.
Looks like a game I'd actually play.
The Witcher. We've talked about that a few times in the last couple weeks because, the Netflix series and whatnot coming up for The Witcher. The original author of the Witcher books that the video game was based on came out and said, you know what, guys? I just didn't get paid enough money. I want $16 million more, please. He said that's
so the author of the books.
The author of the books, after he already had a contract with. So what happened was that the company that had the license for The Witcher, CD Projekt Red at one point bought that company up. Yeah. And then The Witcher games started coming out. And so there was a pre-existing contract that also didn't include royalties. It was like a flat cut lump sum. And then apparently CD Projekt Red went back when they bought this company, they were going to make the games, and said, hey, do you want to renegotiate? We're going to be making the game, whatever. Do you want royalty stuff, whatever? Guys said, no, whatever. Just fuck off. So they did. They made the games. Guess what? Games made a lot of money.
Oh.
Very big property. And
now
Netflix,
the show.
Now Netflix special. So, now that all this success is happening, he's going, oh, God, what did I do?
I just left so many millions on the table, it hurts my soul.
I didn't have to work for the rest of my life. I just live off of royalty checks. Yeah. Which is what he could have done.
Yeah.
But he didn't. And so he's trying to do it. Now, if he was here, he wouldn't even think about trying to litigate because he'd lose immediately. However, they're in Poland.
Oh.
And in Poland, there's apparently a law that's in place to protect authors who sign away their licenses for using their works, so that if a disproportionate amount of money is made on the license versus the amount that was made on the sales of the original books
material,
then there can be apparently a case to come in. It says which I don't hate.
Yeah.
But one part of me goes, he was offered on 2 separate occasions to get royalties, and he passed on it for lump sum money.
Yep.
And now, when this comes up, Netflix, now he's like, all right, guys.
Yep.
It's time to pay up.
Yep. So what you're saying is, when I release my book and I sell to the big old Poland people over there, and they go and they republish that shit, and they make millions, I can go back and get my 16 milli.
You have a chance.
Ooh, boy,
you have a chance.
Woo, boy. That sucks. And I don't think he should be able to go back and get that, especially after he's had multiple opportunities.
If this was like a one-off deal, if we went back and he sold, like I said, sold the license to the original company that CD Projekt Red bought, obviously he didn't foresee that happening
No.
or gaze. So if that was the only thing that happened, I could see him. I could see like somebody sitting down and going, "All right,
I think this is a great opportunity for who owns the shit now?
what CD? Well, CD Projekt Red has a license for The Witcher. Yeah,
This is a great opportunity for CD Projekt Red to go. You know what? We've done very, very well on The Witcher, and we're about to pull out. We got Henry Cavill coming in to do the Netflix Game of Thrones,
and we don't even have to
show.
CG his mustache.
No, it's just there.
It's just there.
You know what we're gonna do for you? What's the author's name? Do we have his name?
His last name is Sapkowski.
All right, Sapkowski. You know what we're gonna do for you?
What are we gonna do?
We're not gonna give you $16 million.
Oh,
but what we're gonna do is we're gonna hire you.
Okay.
For you to write some more Witcher for us, and we're gonna pay you exuberant amount of money for your mind to write some scripts to help us out with the show.
Now we're talking.
So that way you're still gonna get in on the cash cow, but you're gonna do work for us because we've already signed a deal before. You know, it's in stone, it's in the ink. There's no Indian givers up in this bitch. You can't.
Indian.
You know that old saying where you give and then you try and take it back.
Somebody's gonna be like 2018.
Is it gonna be like a Me Too movement
yeah,
on me there?
Somebody's gonna 2018 your ass for that.
Indian give 2018. Fuck. You know what I mean? You can't go backsies on that shit. It's all ogre now. So I think it would be a great time for them to lock this guy in and say, listen, we can't do that, but let's work together. Let's work together. Help us produce this show.
Help us help you.
Help us help you.
Now the downside to that is there's two options here. He just sues them and gets $16 million, or he has to do a bunch of work for probably less than $16 million. So it depends on if he wants.
I suppose, but I mean, if you want, listen, if you're gonna go and sue them for $16 million, you're literally shitting on that relationship. You're never working with them again, ever.
No.
Ever in the history of ever.
Which
you're
you
done.
could argue for $16 million might be worth it.
It might be worth, but if you want to keep good grace in Hollywood, if you want to have this, this nice, depending on what he wants to do with the rest of his career,
if he just
of
wants
course.
To retire,
if he wants to retire and he can get that $16 million,
give her.
Then go for it.
Yeah.
But this could be an opportunity for the company to use him, for him to still stay in work, have good grace, not sue each other, not go through a huge legal battle, and still be part of the show. And maybe even come up with your next little series.
Well, we'll find out what happens. I'm sure because it will be a relatively high profile deal. That's a lot of money on the line for a very hot intellectual property. So
yes,
we will find out more. Just want to toss this in here randomly. Forza Horizon 4, yeah, it's good.
Oh man, I've been hearing nothing but good things about that game.
It is a very good video game.
Yeah, same with Spider-Man. I'm fucking hearing everybody sucking the dick of Spider-Man and Forza.
Right. If it wasn't for the fact that Spider-Man is literally like a 10-hour-long game, I might think it's worth the $80.
Just wait 6 months when it's half price.
Exactly. But Forza, oh my god, I played an hour and a half of it last night because I finally got my computer back up last night, and I'd already played the demo. And just the amount of polish in this game,
it looks good,
is insane.
I was watching you play it.
The little details of the more I look at it and listen to it, it's insane. I don't know how they pulled it off, but they did. And if I said this on Twitter, I said if it wasn't a racing game, it would be Game of the Year. The problem is racing games don't win Game of the Year. Racing game could be perfect, which if there was a perfect racing game, Forza Horizon 4 is getting awfully fucking close to the perfect racing game. It still wouldn't win Game of the Year because it's a racing game.
It doesn't need to win Game of the Year, Adam. It just needs to be great. That's all. It's like a Marvel movie winning somebody
and like
getting
an Oscar.
best actor or some shit, right? It's just not going to happen. They're not praised that way. It's just the way she goes. But all the racing enthusiasts out there, they can just bathe in the glory that is is the new Forza.
Dude, you can make your horn in your car the Windows XP startup sound.
Perfect.
Or shutdown sound.
Ding 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 ding.
Yeah. Like just
I'd have that.
You can have your character do the Carlton.
It's unnecessary. It's a little Fortnite-y. Not a really fan of that.
No. Well, if you saw the implementation of it, it's not the end of the world. It's not like you're running around in the world going, yeah. Although that dance is in the game. But
it's fuck's sake! So
like
just stop talking. Stop talking. I like the game now.
All right, good.
All right, it's getting to the point where what? Just Move
All right,
on.
Stop. All right, fair enough. Red Dead Redemption. This is a personal thing from here for me because we got a little bit more info on Red Dead. We got some gameplay, and we've gotten a whole whack of social media buzz about Red Dead because it comes out this month. It's out in like a couple weeks, like 2 weeks from now or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here's my deal. The game, every time they open their like just coincidentally, just like with Forza, I get less and less interested every time I hear more about this game. I have heard more about the fishing and the hunting and the horse testicles and all of this peripheral bullshit that I couldn't possibly care less about. And then the biggest one was that the guns break. And I had a flashback to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and having to constantly have like get new weapons or repair. At no point ever have you ever heard anyone say, and this goes for you listening at home, you can let me know in the comment section or in chat, has anyone ever uttered the fucking words, you know what would make this game better? If everything just fucking broke.
No, it slows down gameplay. It's annoying. In fact, I actually hate all of that shit. Whenever I'm playing games like that where it was like in Monster Hunter, I do believe too, where like my shit started wearing down.
Yeah, that was
And
you
I'm just like,
you have to sharp. Well, your weapons don't break. You
gotta
just
like,
have to manage the sharpness a bit.
It's like, you know what?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
I don't want to do any of that shit.
Not my favorite thing
It's
either,
just not fun.
It doesn't add
It doesn't
anything.
add anything to the game. It's just it's a nuisance. It's annoying.
Yeah.
It slows down the pace of the game. You're like, fuck, my shit's broke. It's dumb. I got to go to the same looking forge guy. He's going to give me the same 3 lines he always gives me. Wonderful day to fucking be an adventure, huh? Your sword needs repairing, I see. Ha!
Here, spend some more resources to make that happen.
Yeah.
Over and over and over
And then you hear the same
over.
tink,
And then-
tink, tink.
And you know what the
Tink.
you know what the answer to that is? A lot of people will be like, "Well, just stop making such a big deal out of it because you just kill a guy and you take their gun." Why even have that step? Just if you take care of a gun, it just works for a really freakishly long. Unless you're beating somebody with the gun, which even then is probably
Pretty tough
fine.
to do. Yeah.
Like, why? And it's a game. I don't want to have to sit there and have to fix weapons all the time.
It's like your character having to use the bathroom every 8 hours,
You know
and
what
you
it
have to
reminded me of?
drink water and fucking brush your
Grand
teeth
Theft
in the
Auto
morning.
San Andreas, where you had to eat.
Yeah, that's just dumb.
Stop.
It's dumb.
You know what? I don't want to even have to think about in real life eating.
Yes.
Unless I'm really starving and I know I'm going to like a restaurant to get some real good comfort food. If I'm just eating at home and I'm eating relatively healthy and it's like I know I'm going to be eating some chicken and some raw vegetables.
Yeah.
I'm not looking. I don't like.
It's a chore. It's not exciting to do. It's
in
not
a game,
fun.
Why in a game would you ever want to do that? You know what I want in Red Dead? I want to have a lever action rifle and I want to shoot dudes while riding a horse.
Yes.
And I want some fucking dope story and characters.
And I want
That's
some
it.
good Western music.
Do I give a single fuck if the horse testicles shrink in the cold weather, Jeff?
No.
Do I want to have to fuck around with 1,000 different guns?
No.
Do I give a fuck if I can go and just stop what I'm doing to go hunt some fucking elk in the middle of the woods?
No.
You know why? Because it's not The Hunter or Hunting Simulator 2018. It's fucking Red Dead Redemption, where we get dope late title cards and fire fucking music and gameplay. I don't give a shit about hunting and fishing and weapon swapping and jerking off horses.
Seriously.
And, why?
It shouldn't
Stop.
happen. I don't want to have to go and collect sugarcane and put it through a goddamn device to get string and then grab a couple of sticks and make a little custom fire starter and sit there and swiggle sticks to make fire so I can save my game. I don't want to do that. I don't even want to think about it. I don't care if my character's hair grows and I have to get it cut.
No.
I don't want to have to brush my teeth in the morning because characters are like, your breath stinks.
It's like you lose a dialogue option because your breath is too bad. This sentence includes too many H's. You can't in their general direction. You should have brushed your fucking teeth.
99 people skills is
Dental
it's
hygiene.
going down. I don't care.
So
I don't
yeah,
care
Red
about
Dead.
anything.
Every time they open their mouth, I get less and less excited about Red Dead Redemption.
Oh,
I just
fuck.
don't give a fuck. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That's another game I don't really give a fuck about. Couple things about Assassin's Creed Odyssey. One, it has 1,000 fucking different versions. All of them cost too much money.
I didn't even know there was a new Assassin's Creed out.
Yeah, so, well, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, it's in Greece. Okay, I think there's 7 different versions of this game. From the standard, you get nothing but the game, which is a good place to start, and you should pretty much stick to that. But my favorite part
7 versions.
is there is an Ultimate Edition that isn't actually the top edition. There's like 2 or 3 more above Ultimate.
Super Ultimate.
So by definition, Ubisoft I can't figure out what the fuck Ultimate means.
So it's like a Saiyan type thing where you've got Saiyan level 1.
It's Ultimate SSJ3.
SSJ2, SSJ3.
Exactly.
4. God. Ultra Instinct? Something? I don't even know. I'm not that far in Super yet.
Purple drink.
So, yeah. So the cover just changes a little shade.
Yeah.
And that's the show. There's 7 stages.
And it gets to the point where they just keep adding more statues. So there's like fucking like 3 statues or some shit. There's like a replica dagger. I went to GameStop or EB Games here in Canada because Gabs is playing this Dark Souls series this month. And they had literally, I'm not joking, half of the display area of the store was for Assassin's Creed Odyssey because of how much shit is in the different editions for this game. Everything.
So you're saying it's basically like your first like Wii U setup where you just need
peripheral upon peripheral upon peripheral, except now statues on statues on statues. And I looked at the statues are garbage. Absolute trash. The replica dagger was like that. Remember when Remember when Power Rangers was fire? I mean, it's still fire now, but original Power Rangers, and you could get the Green Ranger's dagger.
Yes.
Okay. Fire
or the
toy.
flute.
The flute dagger.
Woo!
Fire.
Oh.
Okay.
I had one.
Now remember those plastic swords you could get as party favors? Okay. That's Assassin's Creed.
That's not good. You know what Assassin's Creed buyers and players are like? They're the same type of people that like Razer products.
Well, there goes our Razer sponsorship.
Fuck Razer. Their stuff is shit.
They have a couple of
They have 2 good items. The Death Adder and the Black Widow.
And that you just
everything else, burn it.
Yeah.
So, Assassin's Creed is like people that see a Razer commercial on Twitter.
Yeah.
And all you see is green and flashing and RGB and shit like that. And you're like, God damn, I gotta get the new Kraken F7X. It's gonna be amazing. It's only $199.
It breaks in like 3 days.
You fucking take it out of the package and it breaks as it's coming out. That's Assassin's Creed people right there.
Dude,
it's
so
like
much,
stop the madness.
So much money, dude. That like broken ass little friggin' dagger thing was like $90.
No. My phone's dead, and I was saying no because my phone just died. But still no to that too.
Also no to that.
Anyway.
All right. Did I skip anything? I don't think so. I've got like that just. You ever get like just enough phlegm in your sinuses that when you talk it like clogs the very back of your fucking nose,
happens.
But you can't clear it?
No.
Like it's there, but you can't. That's where I'm at right now.
Awesome.
So if I start sounding like I'm going through like a Coke withdrawal, that's why. I had a Miss Cleo moment this week, Jeff. I had mentioned a real long time ago now that to hold off on buying a Switch because a new one's coming in 2019.
I told you on the podcast that shit was coming.
And 2019,
the new version.
Here comes a new Switch. Now, we don't know yet if it's an actual new SKU for like adding it like improvements or if this is just to fix the hardware level shit that was allowing people to hack it for emulation. Because it was really way too easy.
It's that easy shit. I should get mine hacked.
Yeah, like if you have an original run, give her the business. So I think that's probably going to be part of it. And then my guess is more internal storage because there's like literally zero internal storage.
Definitely that. And I bet you power too. Battery life and shit.
Battery life
That'll
might get a bit better. And my hope for those buying a Switch is that the dock on the new Switch, which will be this is my theory, the dock will be backwards compatible with previous Switches as well, but the dock will have a boost for the graphic performance so that when it's docked, it doesn't run like dog shit. Because right now, that all the dock is a glorified adapter for plugging an HDMI cable into it.
Yep.
It doesn't have anything else. It's got a USB thing you can plug in, like an Ethernet jack or whatever, and that's what the dock is.
Yep.
I'm thinking it's going to have some level of boost for external graphics for dock mode. That's my hope.
Yeah. I don't think it's going.
theory.
I don't think it's going there because I think
hope.
I don't think it's going there because I don't think they're ready to do a new version of the Switch.
Well, what I'm saying is, the dock will be back where so the new dock will make it purchasable separately, and you will be able to plug your old Switch in because it's going to have the graphics in the dock. Is what I'm saying.
It's possible.
So it wouldn't be just for a new Switch. It would be backwards compatible.
Yeah, because the way I look at it, I think that they would mimic what they already had, but improve battery life and all that shit. Because I think a new version of the Switch is not going to come yet in terms of like an upgrade, like a Nintendo Switch X, right? I think that'll be a whole totally different thing that they want to resell to people. Because I think what this is, it's going to be like, hey, if you don't already have a Switch, well, good news. We're coming out with an upgraded version of the one we have before Christmas, right? So you can, or of whatever.
It will definitely release in like November or September or something like that.
That's what I'm thinking, right? So before Christmas, you'll be able to buy if you've been on the fence for one.
Well,
or
it's
whatever.
Nintendo, so 5 people will be able to buy one.
True. That's fucking pretty
some
true.
truth. Get ready to hear about everyone being salty and being on eBay buying them for $65,000.
Pretty much.
That's Nintendo. Oh, we just didn't know it would be so popular.
When that shit first came out, I saw them selling for like $1,200 and shit on eBay,
and people were buying them.
Fucking right, they were
for $1,200.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Just a last little Nintendo bit that popped up here yesterday. The new Mario Party coming for the Switch, or it's out, and apparently a whopping. This is just on the back. So we finally get Nintendo's online service launches, and now everyone's going, well, we're entering the future. It's time for Nintendo to enter the future. New Mario Party. 10 of the minigames are playable in online co-op.
What about the other like 7,000 they have?
0.
Oh, okay. Why would you do that?
That's a great fucking question.
Oh, it's Nintendo.
It's Nintendo.
That's right.
It's Nintendo, right? Isn't it? And online? I mean, we're still in 2001, right?
Come on.
What were we thinking?
You know, online for Nintendo is a selling point, for Christ's sake, and it shouldn't be. You know, every other console is like just online. It's like a regular thing. Nintendo, it's a feature. It's like
a big fucking. It's like
and you don't even get all of it.
It's like they're ignoring, and when they're announcing like these things, it's like they're ignoring that online capability for the other consoles have been around for like 14 years.
It's like we've got the new Mario U
online,
and the crowd's going. But you'll only be able to use 3 to 12 levels.
Reggie Fils-Aimé walks out onto the stage at E3 and he's just fucking massaging himself like, online! Like, that's basically Nintendo.
It's ridiculous. It's like, Jesus, man. Just stop the madness, man. You don't own the internet. It's like, it's not a fucking... This isn't a selling point anymore. This isn't 2005. It's 18. Stop it.
Somebody, and you know what, Nintendo, like, super fanboys, right? And I saw somebody respond to my tweet and they said, you know what, I think it's a great idea because they're focusing on couch co-op, and me and my buddies already decided on a couple of weekends where they're going to drive all the way here so that we can play couch co-op. And I said, stop right there, please. The existence of full online support does not stop you from doing what you're saying right now. All it means is that for everyone else that have friends that don't live next door, you can still play together. Why if they were, this is what pisses me off. They made 10 of them online. Why? Either do it or don't do it.
Or don't.
You put your toe halfway in the water. That's not
Half?
like, what. Not okay. You put.
You got your toenail in the water.
You look in the general direction of the pool.
Thank you. The fucking half, dude.
You just
There's
look at the
not
pool
30
like
something levels.
Because there's
It's
80.
10.
There's like 82 games,
Yes,
or like 80, and they're all new. Like they read. This is the most annoying part.
It's like 6.5%.
They made all of them new, from scratch mini games, and now they're gonna do this shit.
You know why? Do you want to know why? Beyond the fact that they're Nintendo, is because in 3 months you're gonna be able to download and buy 10 more to hang with your friends.
Switch 2.0.
Jesus,
Mario Party Switch Deluxe.
man, oh man.
Now with full online capabilities and all of the DLC we shoved down your throat. And by the way, we took the game off of the old Switch online shop so that you have to pay full price for this new one. Nintendo is on some shit, let me tell you. Jeff, hit me up with the sound of movies and TV.
Movies and TV.
Avengers 4
Yeah.
came to a close.
Ooh, yeah. What's his face tweeted?
Chris Evans tweeted, said,
Over 1 million likes on that tweet.
thanking everyone for giving him the opportunity to play the Cap for as long as he has. And I must say he crushed it.
Mm-hmm.
He was a very I don't know if he's like if he was so perfect for the role like
He ninja'd that role.
he did, but like what am I like he's so Robert Downey Jr. is
Iron Man.
Mm-hmm. Chris Evans crushed Captain America, but I can't say that Chris Evans is Captain America the way that Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. Or Wolverine. Hugh Jackman and Wolverine. Like they're on a different it's almost like the characters were modeled after those actors before they even played them. You know what I mean? Which, Stan Lee said that pretty much about Robert Downey Jr. is that he's basically fucking Iron Man. So like that's and again, not to take anything away from Chris Evans because he crushed it. It was amazing. He did really well. Winter Soldier is one of the best, Marvel movies that they did.
Mm-hmm.
He killed it. He brought it. But I couldn't quite put him in terms of being there.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I see it. I want to agree with you, but I see what you're saying. And I think mainly the Iron Man and the Wolverine is because you can't. It's almost like those characters. It's almost like Captain America can be played by multiple people.
Yeah.
Not just because Chris Evans didn't do a good enough job.
Yeah.
I feel like if there was another Captain America down the road, that it would be okay, right?
Yeah.
People would be like, you know what? It's not Chris Evans, but maybe that's a good or a bad thing. It's kind of like James Bond,
Yeah.
or Superman,
Yeah.
or even a Batman.
He's almost like the everyman.
Yeah, he's interchangeable, and it's mainly because his character is supposed to be, this guy from Brooklyn that is, the American.
He was the underdog.
You
can
can relate.
Joe that turned into.
You
Captain
can
America.
relate more to that character, so
Yeah.
it just seems a little bit more believable that multiple people.
Yeah.
With Wolverine, it's hard to picture anybody else playing Wolverine. Honest to God,
I cannot think of anyone.
But I actually think other people could play Tony Stark. I think there could be other actors that could do it. Very few, but I think other actors could do it.
I don't envy whoever has to fill the shoes of Robert Downey Jr.
But anyway, Captain America did his final reshoots for Avengers 4.
Yes.
The part 2 of the finale of the Infinity War,
Yeah.
whatever. We don't know what it's going to be called yet. So here's the thing. People don't actually think that he is completely done. His contract is over, and that's public knowledge. And people have a big hunch that he's going to die in this next. And I won't get into the theory because in case you haven't watched it or you just don't even want to be remotely spoiled on how and why people think he's going to die in this next film, other than the fact that his contract is up. But people also still think that he's not done. People think that he will pop up in future movies at some time. They think that there will be a break from Captain America. And also, it would be a massive spoiler if he would never come back. If he tweeted out before this movie, right? Before the biggest Marvel movie in the history of forever, the 10-year finale.
Before they hit phase 2.
Before they hit phase 2. Or I think it's called phase 4 at this point. Yeah, but either way, before they hit the next phase,
sounds
right?
like a Dr. Evil like plan for taking over the world.
There's no way in fuck Marvel would ever greenlight him to publicly go out and say, I am putting down the cape, because he didn't say that.
No,
he didn't say I'm putting down. I'm putting down the shield. Sorry, and
just
that's
the way that he worded it made it seem like.
But I think they wanted him to do that.
Yeah.
To make it seem like, you know what, if something bad does happen to Cap, that people actually believe that he's done. It'll add more weight to the emotional, like, oh my God, it's over. But it'll be that much better when he does show up again at some point. Whenever whenever Feige thinks Captain America should make a return.
Yeah.
So I think that the Winter Soldier is going to be the new Cap for a long time, but then eventually I think we're going to see him again, because it just doesn't make sense that Marvel would allow him to come out publicly and say, I'm done, I'm never picking up the shield again, it's over for the character and for me playing the character.
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening. So it was a great tweet. I think his contract is over. I don't think we're going to see him for a long time, but I think we're going to see Cap back. And Chris Evans playing Cap.
Well, how old is Chris Evans?
Oh, he's still in his 30s, I think, or his late 30s. So, there's time.
There's time.
There's plenty of time, dude. Plenty of time.
Steroids are a hell of a drug, Jeff.
They are one hell of a drug. And he's definitely on the juice.
They will turn back the hands of time if necessary. Yeah, We've already seen Hugh Jackman prove that now for like 10 years. Did you ever? One of my favorite images is a comparison of Hugh Jackman in like the first X-Men movie that he did, standing in the hallway, and he looks like me. If I took my shirt off right now, and just did this, that's Hugh Jackman.
And now,
it's just
you on every juice that you're possible. You got apple juice, orange juice.
There's veins just coming at every. There's veins on top of veins until you look at his legs and you're like,
Yeah, it's like shit. You skipped leg day, bro.
He is like 58 years old.
But it's all good because they only really film.
You only get the top hat. When he comes out of the water, buck ass naked, and he does that, and all the girls are going and like, but they don't see that he's got.
What are those?
What are those? Well, he's out there running on a treadmill. You're not going to get big ass legs.
His wife is like fucking 60-something years old. His wife's old as fuck.
Yep.
And he's smashing.
Yeah, I bet, dude. Hugh Jackman, if I had to legitimately choose the white version of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, it's probably Hugh Jackman.
Yes.
In terms of level of how much can one man do and how successful he is and how likable he is. Like, try and find a reason to hate Hugh Jackman.
I watched that Hugh Jackman movie, the musical, fucking The Greatest Showman.
Oh.
That shit is fire.
Well, first of all, he does a lot of like Broadway shit.
Oh, I know. That's like where you got to start.
Yeah.
And I was blown away. I watched it on the airplane actually to Vegas. And it's a great movie, but man, the size difference from what I saw him in Logan.
Oh, it's a totally
compared to like him like artsy fartsing around singing like let it go, let it go.
Yeah.
It's like Jesus, you are hard off the juice, bud. Yeah. Like the amount of steroids.
No testicles left.
Oh, they are like
gone.
They're like acorns.
Raisins.
Yes, raisins.
Raisins.
There's nothing there.
You ever see like those pornos where you got like a shot where girls riding like reverse cowgirl or whatever?
Yes.
And you have to unfortunately look at the guy's nuts.
Yeah.
And you
all you see is
juiced
taint.
Up, and it's
There's
just
nothing.
taint.
It's just
it's
taint.
Just dick right in the taint.
It's
testicles.
It's dick and taint. It's just flat.
That's Hugh Jackman.
It's fucking. It's crazy. It's just taint.
But Hugh Jackman's swinging a big dick. Though.
Oh, he better be.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, if not, it's okay.
Guaranteed.
It's Hugh
Doesn't
Jackman.
matter. It's Hugh Jackman.
He could be fucking with a 4-inch penis.
Absolutely.
And his wife is still screaming.
Doesn't matter.
But I got those buys, though.
Yeah, look at him.
Just squeeze on my buys while you're riding.
Oh, the veins, man.
Yeah, just rub my taint.
Unnatural. Just unfucking natural. Kathleen Kennedy. Here's one that I'm sure we're going to love talking about. Unfortunately, we made a little bit of a prediction that she was going to be axed.
Well... it was the complete opposite.
Heads up, wasn't axed.
Okay, so here's I've looked deeply into this.
I was imagining that you would have. So give me the lowdown while I'm trying to wash my brain of Hugh Jackman's raisin nuts.
The taint. Okay, Kathleen Kennedy is signed back on for 3 more films.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 3 more years, which is pretty much 3 more films.
Or wasn't there like an or? Wasn't it 3 years or a certain number of films?
I don't know. I think it was just 3 years.
Okay,
I could be wrong.
Okay.
So
either way, that's unfortunate.
Either
we have
way,
3 more years.
Either way, that's unfortunate. But here's the thing: we've got the Star Wars Mandalorian show that's coming. And that looks amazing. We'll talk about that next week.
Mandalorian is you say Mandalorian, and I just think Knights of the Old Republic, the video game.
No, this is like bounty hunter shit.
I know that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So Mandalorian,
dude, it's like a Western. It's like Star Wars Western.
You learn about the Mandalorian race in Knights of the Old Republic. It's fire.
And the directors they have for this show is fire. And who's rumored to star is what's his face from Game of Thrones. And from True Detective.
That could be several people.
The fucking or not True Detective, the other one. Oh, the other fire show from Narcos or whatever.
Oh.
It's like a Mexican, not a Mex. I don't know if he's Mexican or what. The dude with the fucking that fought the mountain and got his fucking shit pushed in.
Oh, I know who you mean. The Viper.
Yes, the Viper.
Yeah, I can't think of his
his
name.
That guy. So apparently,
I'm down for seeing more of him because he was one of my favorite characters of Game of Thrones.
Dude, he's awesome.
Yeah,
and he's got like this like Latin flavor. Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal. What a fantastic fucking name that is.
Dude, Pedro Pascal. That guy gets pussy, man. Guaranteed.
His name is PP.
Dude,
touch it
straight up. And my taint. So like,
just rub. Can you imagine the girls looking at it going, just be like, just rub my taint.
Just rub my taint. Feels good when you have your taint rubbed. But so anyway, he's rumored to star in this shit. But anyway, enough about that. But what I'm saying about Kathleen Kennedy is this: what people think is Kathleen Kennedy she is a good producer. She really is a good producer. But she's made some questionable decisions.
Yes.
But she's a good producer. She makes good films. What people are thinking is this: sure, she's got re-signed for 3 years, but the reason why people think this is because they want Bob Iger and everybody else is running the show.
Mm-hmm.
They want to stay in good grace with Kathleen Kennedy because she's done a great job. She's made a lot of money for Disney.
Oh yeah,
for Lucas, shit tons of money.
Absolutely,
billions,
huge money,
billions of dollars,
huge money,
huge money.
Crushed my childhood, but huge money,
huge money. So what people are thinking is this: they re-sign her to make it seem like, and because it is true, that they had faith in her and they appreciate the work she's been doing.
Are you telling me she's becoming the Queen of England?
Well, pretty much. But they think what's going to happen is after episode 9 comes out, JJ's doing episode 9. They think it's going to be good. It's going to get things in good grace, and Star Wars back on the right track, especially with this series that's going to be coming out.
But will the broomstick kid be in it?
Probably. I doubt it. Actually, they should probably keep that kid the fuck away from it. But what people are thinking is they're going to sign her for 3 years, but she's going to step down after the episode 9. Stepping down where because if they didn't rehire or fired her, that's them basically admitting that we fucked up, that she fucked up, that everything is it's not good. But let's instead reinforce Kathleen Kennedy saying we're signing her for 3 more years. She's doing a great job. But after she gets episode 9 done and everything is kind of going back to being good, it makes a shit ton of money. She steps down. Someone new comes in. She gets to go out and on good graces. She's not really being fired, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly.
And everybody's happy. That's what people really think is going to happen. And that's what I think is going to happen, where she's going to say, you know what? I've done my part. I've rebooted the franchise here for Disney. Everything's great. I'm gonna hand the baton off to somebody else.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen.
That's fine.
And keep the broomstick kid out.
That's fine. I really just don't want her to be anywhere near Star Wars anymore, but, that's life.
It's life.
I guess.
So, it is what it is.
That's life.
All right, other movies. Do you have any? What do you?
I have one other thing. Okay. I just wanted to say that I've been watching, I haven't finished it yet, but I'm almost done, Maniac, which is Emma Stone and Jonah Hill.
Oh, how was that?
So I'm like almost to the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, because the director is what's his face that does we talked about him like the podcast before I started watching the show.
No, Kugler doesn't do that show. We've got the technology. You can look it up.
We do. Cary Fukunaga.
True Detective?
Cary Fukunaga.
Yeah, he's actually going to be doing some of the doing a few episodes on Star Wars for the new series.
I'm sold.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's who does it. So when I saw that name, I was like, oh, because we had just talked about it in the podcast, and I was like, oh, okay, so watch it. It's a show that seems like it has a lot that it wants to say, but it never really figures out exactly how it wants to say it. And part of that is because of the theme of the show itself. And then I think the other part of it is if this was a book, it would do better. I don't know if it comes from a book or what the source material for this shit is, but the show itself is it's one of those existential crisis. What is reality and what isn't, and what is what I consider reality, actual reality, or is it somebody else's? It's one of those.
I'm probably not going to watch it, to be honest with you.
It's a little artsy in spots, and it's not that it's done poorly, but
it's not wowing the shit.
You know what it reminds me of almost, and the way that it ends up
like
playing,
Black Mirror,
kind of, but Black Mirror is more segmented. Like Black Mirror is like every episode is its own thing. This is almost that, but not quite. It almost reminds me of oh crap, your favorite movie of all time,
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yes, but not that movie, but
another favorite movie of all time?
Another one from that director. Oh my god,
Quentin Tarantino.
Yes.
Hateful Eight.
English? Do you speak it?
Oh,
motherfucker.
Django Unchained.
Oh no. Jesus, Adam. Oh my god. Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. There
okay,
my
brain didn't want to go there. Pulp Fiction. I thought of literally every other movie you just listed, but Pulp Fiction. So you know how Pulp Fiction is almost like a couple of different short stories, basically just start. Okay. It's like that, but not done as well.
Okay. So I mean, it's good, but it's not like.
But it's not great.
Yeah, it's missing that special sauce to go over the top.
It's missing something. So it's not bad. You might not hate it, but you might not love it.
I'm probably not going to watch it. Honestly,
it gets a little weird.
You know what I did love? So I've went to movies for the last 2 nights in a row. Bang bang. And I went and saw.
So which movies?
I went and saw Venom last night.
Okay.
We are Venom.
I heard that wasn't so hot.
I'll talk about it. And I also saw A Star Is Born.
I don't even know if I know what that is.
Are you kidding me? The Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper.
No, nothing. Haven't even seen it. Well, to be fair, I haven't had a computer for a couple weeks. So
guys.
So what is this movie?
A Star Is Born is a basically a retelling of A Star Is Born. It's been a few movies, but it's basically about a famous artist that finds a special talent in Lady Gaga.
Right.
And they fall in love, and and he helps her in her career, and then there's other things that
the
go
Celine
on.
Dion story.
Yes. But dude, this movie, it's amazing.
Is it? Oh. Okay.
Bradley Cooper stars, directs, writes. I'm telling you, Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga, winning Oscars.
Really?
This movie, it's one of the best movies I've seen in 10 years. Flat out.
The fact that you're saying Bradley Cooper in one of the best movies I've seen in 10 years
Bradley Cooper,
is blowing my mind right now.
Bradley Cooper is going to win a fucking Oscar.
For directing or acting or what?
Both. He's going to get nominated. He's going to get nominated for Best Actor. He's going to win Best Picture. All right, I'm calling it out right now. Lady Gaga is going to win some fucking Oscars.
She has acting chops.
Oh, does she ever? The chemistry, bro. This is, guys,
smashing it.
This movie is the perfect date movie. If you've got a lady, if you don't go and see this, not only is the music fucking banging, it's fucking banging. The cinematography it's gorgeous. The only possible negative is a little long. It's 2 hours, 19 minutes.
Okay.
And there's one part in the movie that it doesn't drag, But it keeps building. It's there for a reason. But they could have cut out probably 10, 15 minutes of the movie. But the movie, man, it hits you in the feels. The music's incredible. The acting it's just one of those, every fucking act. Dave Chappelle's in it.
What?
Dude, everybody that shows up.
How is it that I have not even
Everybody that shows up plays fucking hardball to a whole smother.
Okay.
All right? I'm telling you, if there's one movie you should take your woman to.
Okay.
Go watch this movie. It hits real life issues. It's fucking relatable. The music's great. It's just a great movie, man. Everybody was fucking crying. You gotta go see it in a Dolby. If you have a Dolby Atmos, we went out to Dartmouth Crossing in the Dolby Atmos theater with the sound. Dude, I'm telling you, man, it's like being in a it's like being backstage of a concert.
Dolby Atmos is it 9.1?
I don't know what it is, but it's 9.6 in your ears.
Oh, like it's basically it's a couple more speakers above you, essentially.
Dude, it is fucking incredible. And I'm normally not about like music type movies or like, you know, like romantic type shit. It's hit or miss for me, but this really is something incredible. So I highly recommend everybody out there, A Star Is Born. Go watch it. It's gonna win so many awards. It's gonna make you sick. And Lady Gaga is not only gorgeous, but man, her talent is fucking insane.
The thing a lot of people don't flat out know about Lady Gaga is that kind of like a lot of other artists, she went the pop route because it makes money.
Yes.
But she was a jazz singer before all of this shit, and she is an incredible singer. When she stopped doing the pop thing and then just decided to go do like,
dude, you just think go do the national anthem at a fucking.
Well, she did like the Christmas album or like an album like she really did with like Tony Bennett or some shit. Like they did a collaborative album just because she can.
Yeah.
She's an incredibly talented individual.
It's insane. So go and see that movie.
Okay.
I'm telling you, go. I don't tell you to go and see many movies, but this is a movie that I think you should go see.
Okay.
It's really that good, and I want to hear your opinion on it on the podcast one of these weeks. You should really go see it.
Okay.
Venom, on the other hand,
dodge that bullet.
You know what? I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it a lot.
Really?
I liked it.
Now, did you like Tom Hardy?
Yes.
Or did you like the movie?
No. I loved Tom Hardy.
I think that's what I've been hearing the most of is the movie pretty shit, but Tom Hardy.
Every critic that I listened to was shitting on this movie. Some of them said, you know what, Tom Hardy's the best part and blah, blah, blah. Venom looks incredible, right? When Venom is doing these weird Venom things, like shooting things and hitting people with that, it looks kind of cheesy. It's very like early 2000s feel. It's like it's weird, man. It's like a Twilight Zone. The way they film this is very like it's very 2000y. It's like a Spider-Man 3 type feel.
It's not that's not a good description.
It's not a great, and it's honestly that's how it feels like the whole movie. But the relationship that Tom Hardy has with Venom, because like Venom talks to him, and he does the voice of Venom as well. And man, dude, it's so funny, dude. And it's It's not even in parts. It's unintentionally funny. Where they were going for a different feel. You can tell,
but they end up.
But
being
it just
funny.
ended up being funny, and it's because Tom Hardy just gives it all in the role. And he's the only one that knows what type of movie he's in. Everybody, they're like the main villain, Riz Ahmed, who's an incredible actor. He's just wasted in this, and he's like he looks like he wants to go to sleep, and the garbage he's saying is just stupid. But then there's Tom Hardy, who's just fucking just crushing it, dude. Everybody else is like miserable or wasted.
What an unfortunate like.
But dude, still after I'm saying all that, the movie still works. It's like. It's so bad, and it broke opening night box office records for early preview. It made like 10 million on a Thursday night, and Ant-Man made like 6 million, right? And the second Ant-Man. So this movie's not only tracking extremely well, but the critics are shitting on this. But I'm telling you guys, if you're a fan, like if you're a super diehard Venom fan and you're like a super purist, you're probably gonna despise this movie.
Probably, yeah.
But if you just want to have fun and you can just enjoy the character, because when Venom comes out, it looks incredible. The CGI looks so good. It's PG-13, so yeah, he bites a couple of heads off, but the way they cut the camera and stuff, they don't show blood.
I found that so weird that they did a PG-13 Venom.
Yes, me too. And I think they did it because they needed to get as many seats in, because I don't think they were confident in the movie at all. Rightfully so. It's really not a great movie. It's really just not a good movie. But it's so. But the character, Eddie Brower, I think his name is
Eddie Brock or Eddie
Brock
something
or
like
Brower
that.
or something shit.
Yeah.
His character is just so much fun to watch, and the progress, like. Because it's an origin story too. Like, you're watching him get the powers, or like have this symbiote thing take over his body, and it's cool to see him like deal with this and listen to this voice, and how the relationship comes to fruition, and it's just incredible, the chemistry. I can't say that enough, and that alone makes this movie worth. Now, should you run out and see it in 3D? Hell no. Should you run out and see it in IMAX? No, you don't have to. I saw it in IMAX and 3D, and it was cool.
Yeah.
But you don't have to spend the extra money. And if you're a purist, you're probably going to hate it. But if you just want to have some mindless fun, I'm telling you, Tom Hardy makes this movie fun. And I laughed extremely. Dude, there's 2 scenes in the movie that they were going for the joke, and it fucking hit so hard, bro. And everybody is dying of laugh. I laughed while the next scene was going on. It was so funny. So there's like 2 jokes in there alone that is like, man, you guys just fucking crushed it. So go and see it. If you're into Marvel movies, it'll let you down in a lot of aspects, but it gives you hope that if the movie makes a ton of money, which I think is going to do well,
they might get a second chance.
That it's going to get a second chance.
Yeah.
And if you watch the post-credit scene, I'll say nothing of it. They're setting up another one, and if that one happens, it has to be rated R.
Yeah.
Just not only because it needs to, but the character that they introduce in that, it has to be rated R for this to happen. So just hope it does well, because I feel as though the second time around, they can right some wrongs, and we could have something really special.
Well, that was going to be my follow-up before you said it. I was going to ask, do you think that they're going to manage to swing a second one? Because you're telling me that Tom cracked it out of the park, but everyone else was phoning it in, and the rest of the movie just wasn't all that hot. But he killed it so hard that it made it worthwhile. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully it does well enough that we do get a second chance. Because when I first saw that Venom was coming, the 2 things went through my mind. 1, Tom Hardy's a perfect pick for for Venom.
Perfect.
And 2, it needs to be rated R. Well, we didn't get that far.
Yeah,
we got 50%.
I think with the character that they're introducing in the post credit, there's 2 post credits. There's one that happens early on, and then there's one after the credits. It's an animated short. It's long credits too. This is like some of the longest credits I've ever fucking seen. But yeah, stay for at least for the first set of credits to see what character and what actor plays the character.
I'm guessing it's Carnage, and then I don't know who would be playing him though.
But I won't say anything. Yes, you should definitely go and see this movie if you're a Venom fan, or if you're a fan of Marvel movies. It's worth seeing. It's not one that you need to run to the theater and see. Yeah. So if you're like, man, I only got a budget, and it's either I'm going to see Star is Born or Venom, go see A Star is Born.
Yeah.
It definitely, even though A Star is Born, you could definitely enjoy it at home, but if you're going to go to one with great sound. But Venom is just a fun time. If you love going to the movies and you're a moviegoer, go see Venom. Critics gave it like a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes, while audience gave it like an 88%. So, critics can be very stuck up and have a stick up their ass, and they're like, man, I didn't like the way they did this because I'm a critic and I criticize. But for the people that just like going to the movies, Kayla loved it, and I really liked it. And there was parts of it that I was like, man, that's fucking bad. Like, that the CGI don't look good. The film, like the way they did the scene, not all that great.
When I saw the trailer, I was looking at the CGI going, why does this look so low budget?
A lot of it does look low budget,
but
when he goes into actual Venom form, they come all over that budget. Yeah, and it looks great. It looks really good. So
that's worth.
It's good, man. I liked it. I liked it more than Ant-Man. I liked it. There's not too many more that I liked it more than, but I love the character. I just loved Venom.
Oh, Venom is
his voice
amazing.
Is cool.
Yeah.
The chemistry's cool.
The only character growing up in Spider-Man's universe, and I was never a huge Spider-Man guy, but the only character that I liked more than Venom was Carnage, and so I'm almost positive if I went to go and watch Venom, the end credit scene is going to be Carnage, and Venom and Carnage in the same movie would be, if it's not rated R, I'm going to be horribly fucking depressed.
You know, it'd be really cool. Venom, Carnage, Deadpool, all in the same movie.
So that would have to be rated X.
Well, hard R. I
R.
take a hard R.
Very hard R on that one.
That actually, I think that's a really good tagline. Rated hard
R.
R.
You know what I need to see? I need to see another Austin Powers movie.
No, I don't.
I do.
And they're apparently
they're doing
they're
it.
doing it. Yeah.
I need one more.
It just sucks. Mini-Me's dead.
Well, yeah, that's obviously.
You know, how do you
they'll pay homage to that in some way. It's not like they're going to find another person to play Mini-Me.
No,
right?
But still,
but you know, Vern Troyer passing away is an unfortunate aspect of that. But still, yeah, I could go for that. And then, of course, the one that both of us are waiting for, Rush Hour.
Yes, I need that in my life.
I really need that in my life.
Yeah, and just because it puts a smile on your face. This is one of those like make you feel good movies.
You can't not. And I mean, like, there's really only, Chris is only useful in so many movies.
Yeah,
and that's
just
one
so
happens to be one of them.
That's one of them.
So
and Jackie Chan can do whatever the fuck he wants.
And it's fine.
He'll be 90.
Yeah.
And he'll still look like he's like 60.
And he'll be fine.
And he'll be doing fucking cartwheels and backflips and kicking people.
Exactly.
So, okay. So before we get into tech support,
yes,
we're gonna ask you guys to ask us some questions.
So think about questions.
Yeah. While you're thinking of questions, you guys, if you're watching this on YouTube or whatever, we're almost at 200 viewers on this thing. This is like
look at us go.
We're at 160. Never
it's
mind.
The future.
Yeah, it's the future.
That is almost 200.
Okay.
It's on the closer side.
So this is our first go at our new setup here in my basement.
It is,
and it's really cool because we just got a table that folds up, and we're putting all this stuff in here.
Dude, we framed this shit like fire.
We did drilling and shit.
We did.
Dope. We bought a second microphone.
Yep.
So that we have the same quality.
Yep.
What else? We got some new stands. We got with this crazy like $7,000 camera from Mark.
Because Mark is a god.
Letting us borrow that. So yeah, we've got this really cool setup. We took some of that dirty Patreon money and we put it to good use. We even got some stickers here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I've got my own.
You can see yours.
My
own hidden
stickers
behind the
We've got
the
a whole
laptop.
bunch of technical alpha swag that I actually haven't showed off. Maybe I'll do the Vanna Whiting and you can. I'll show this on the camera since we actually have a high def camera.
Well, yeah, the focus is not going to work because it's not autofocus.
Well, look at this. Look at this little pin. It's not in focus.
And not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close is that going to work.
We got one of those. We've got some stickers. Bob Rossi's.
That's right.
My favorite is the technical alpha pins. These things
the technical alpha pins are 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. Really fucking crazy quality stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, and Panic is shipping me all those posters back. But why I'm saying all this is because we're going to be making some big changes to the Patreon. And we're going to be, for those that have already been supporting, if you haven't already gotten merch from Panic, we're going to be once I get all the stuff from Panic, we're going to ship out what we owe people.
Yeah.
So we have a bunch of product here. We're going to ship all that out. But then, the only way to get merch, there'll only be one tier to get merch, and it's a hefty one.
It is a hefty one.
Is the $100 tier.
And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, actually, there's like one major reason
it
for
costs
that.
too much to ship.
Shipping from Canada is crazy. When we were getting Panic to ship it out, it was one thing because in the States and shipping out of the States or whatever was very fiscally responsible.
Yeah.
Doing it from here is extraordinarily expensive.
So what we're going to do is this, right? So there's going to be some new tiers to Patreon, and there's going to be new rewards. So even if it's a $50 tier, or I think $25 tier, I think we're getting rid of the 50, or I don't know.
I have to look at my
notebook.
to look.
We went through all of it.
Yeah.
But basically, we're bringing back When Cheese Fails. We're bringing back Normal Games. We're bringing back NovaWar Says. And all the Patreon tiers, there's going to be much, much less. There's going to be no $1,000 tier.
No.
We're getting rid of a lot of the bigger tiers.
It's getting tightened up.
It's getting tightened up. There'll be the $1 tier, the $5 tier, the $10 tier. I think 25, and there's no 50. And then
I
100.
I can't remember which either 25 or 50 got cannibalized. I can't remember which
But
one.
either way, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be giving all of the merch to the $100 tier, right? We're going to give the posters, every pin, every sticker, all that stuff. And we're going to ship all that out in one big package. But then we're going to do like we'll come up with things to do giveaways. So it'll just be random for people that are maybe liking or sharing a video or whatever. We'll find ways to do giveaways so that we can get rid of all this merch, because we spend thousands of dollars on merch, and we've got thousands of dollars worth of merch left. So we're going to get rid of that in ways to give away. But if you want to just, opt in to do that. But also with the higher tier, you're going to be able to get a guaranteed cast on When She's Fails, but a NovaWar Says or a normal game. And then
it's going to work almost similar to when we did the
charity
events.
So like even if you're $1, if you're $1, you can submit for When She's Fails. You can submit your games. There'll be different levels to the shit. We're also going to be making like retro verses and us doing playthroughs public. So it's no longer going to be behind a paywall. So we're just going to put that up on YouTube. So what we're going to effectively do, and also we're going to be lowering the tier for tech support, I think, as well. People will be able to put in questions or whatever. But what we're basically doing, guys, we're going to be merging LAGTV with the technical alpha into one Patreon, so that, people have been loving the StarCraft stuff, and we want to keep doing it. The reality is we don't get paid for YouTube at all. We make like $150 a month in ad revenue. And it's nothing. So what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be tacking that in, and we're going to be implementing technical alpha with LAGTV into one Lovebird. And we're just going to, what we're doing is we're going to take every Thursday off of our streams for the most part. The podcast is going to be starting way earlier, like in the afternoon. So it'll be probably around 2 p.m. Eastern when we're going to be, we got to come up with the time, but it's going to be about 2 or 3 p.m. Eastern.
It's between 2 and 3 p.m. Eastern.
Because that's going to allow EU people to watch the stream live. That'll make it so that the stream will get out to the RSS feeds and stuff later that night. Adam can do all the editing here, and we're going to do all the recording as well, all on the same day. So we're going to be recording. It's basically going to be like an old school LAGTV day where him and I get together in the same room, record StarCraft, do a podcast, and then we're going to have content for you guys. You're going to be getting like 4 or 5 videos a week between the podcast and StarCraft every week from here on out. It doesn't matter what the Patreon's at, whether we break a 5K goal or we stay right around 3,000. That's what we're doing. And we're just going to allow the StarCraft community to get in on the action as well, and be able to submit questions for us to do for tech support. And we're just kind of honing in back to
That's the current goal. That's the current form in which we have it.
Yeah.
Subject to change.
Yes.
But that's the current form. And somebody was asking, and I do want to try and make this happen. So when people give a certain amount, because not everyone can do like $100 in a single month, but they can do $10 a month for 10 months. When you hit a certain amount of money
over time, we're gonna unlock some shit for you.
We'll try and send you swag.
Yes.
So like I don't. Here's the problem. I'll be completely transparent about this. Patreon is dog shit for physical merch. There is no real good systems put in place for any information gathering or shipment of any kind. Like it is completely winged, the whole thing. So when it comes to trying to stay on top of who already has merch, when we send it, what they got, how much how much money they had when they got their stuff, so that if we were doing more stuff in the future, it's all a gong show. So what we're gonna do our best to do.
We're just gonna ask you guys straight up. We're gonna have to send a message.
We're gonna have to be like, well, when we
who didn't get their shit.
We're gonna first start with who didn't get their original run. If they were like $100 tier or $50 tier or whatever, who didn't get their run of the old stuff? Then we're gonna have to say or we're gonna do a sweep message out to everyone.
Yep.
That has hit, let's say $100 or
from
more
being a $10
from being $10
for
over
10
time.
months.
So if you've hit that,
you're getting swag.
Then we're gonna send you a message and we're gonna ask if you want your stuff, and then you'll be able to send us your information. And then in the future, what we're probably gonna have to do, as shitty as it is we're gonna have to set it up so that once you personally know that you've hit that amount, and you should be able to see that on your own back end.
You're gonna have to let us know.
You're gonna have to message us and request your stuff.
Yeah.
Because it will be
easier for us.
Way more work and way more difficult, way more time consuming, and way easier for us to fuck up.
Yeah.
Honestly, if we're trying to track you down instead of you just saying, "Hey guys, I hit this. Here we go," and then we have a record of that message, so that we'll be able to see if we've sent you stuff and what we've sent you.
Yeah.
So we have an idea of how we're going to swing it, but bear with us. Even though you've already bared with us for longer than you should have.
I think you can bear just a little bit longer.
We're gonna do our best to make all this happen and get out the door, but we have to work within some confines now because we are shipping out of Canada.
Yeah, so we're excited. It feels good. I actually like the podcast a lot more like this.
This is fire.
This is way
fire.
This is way fucking better
fire.
on a whole
millions
level.
of different levels.
Yeah. So we're excited. We still appreciate everybody that's supporting the Patreon, supporting what we do, and even if you're not, just being here and supporting the podcast means a lot to us. Keeps us together. Keeps us going. And it is, it's actually a big part of our income, believe it or not. Now,
huge part.
Yeah. So we really appreciate it. We just want to bring more value to it. So if you're already supporting the Patreon, you're not losing anything. We're just going to be adding more, but it's going to be like content related. Yeah. So it'll be StarCraft related or playthrough related or something like that. Yeah, Whether you want to take advantage of it or not, that's up to you.
I will say with the StarCraft stuff, we're going to try and do it regardless of where we are with the Patreon.
Yeah.
But with the Retro Versus thing, we're going to try and hit
a certain goal. Yeah.
A very reasonable, because we're already pretty much there anyway. I think we're just hovering around 3,000 on the Patreon. Yeah. If we hit, I think we said on the paper at home, I'll find out, but I think it was 3,500.
Yeah.
If we hit
that, we'll unlock that and
then we start producing Retro Versus that everyone gets. It's not going to be Patreon locked anymore, so the YouTube folks...
Everybody can watch.
Everyone's going to get it.
Yeah. And we owe you guys a season of When Cheese Fails regardless that we haven't forgot about.
You're getting that.
So we're just waiting on the rest of the World Vision stuff to get put up, and then we're gonna be getting together. And we're going to start recording When Cheese Fails.
Yep.
The Patreon page is going to be completely different. Adam's still going to work on that. Once he works on that page, he gets that done, then we'll have directions on where you can send in your replays and all that fun stuff so that we can start casting the new seasons and the new games and the new content. So, give us a couple more weeks. We still got 2 weeks of content to put up on YouTube regardless, and then that'll give us time to hone down this.
Yeah.
We want to get something for the table, too, because right now it's super bare. We'll each have like a little, iPad or something, but we want to get some kind of shit on here, because it's bare, and this will evolve a little bit over time.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we just end up. I just bring a laptop,
and we both have a laptop. That might just be suffice, and then I can put stickers on the back of my laptop. I can hide the Dell logo with a big. Technical
Alpha logo. Yeah, you gotta pay for that sponsorship.
They ain't paying us, so fuck that.
They're not paying anything.
Yeah, fuck all that. So that's what's going on. I know it's been a lot of information quickly, but we've been working.
Yep.
And we're excited.
Yep.
And hopefully you guys are too. And with that being said, let's get a couple of questions.
You guys got some questions in the firestorm that was setting up all of this stuff today. Didn't post the thing to the Patreon page, so you guys now get an opportunity in the chat to ask your questions. We will answer a few of your questions.
It's getting late now.
Yeah, it's getting late now, so we'll take a couple of questions and then we will wrap it up.
We will wrap it up, and next week we'll have an intro song.
Yeah, next week we should have. I have no idea how we're going to implement that because we can't really reach the computer.
Well, no. Well, remember we have to go live anyway. So what I can do is you can be sitting down. I can play the music, and on a different overlay.
Yeah.
And then just play it while we're setting up, and then I'll just click the other scene and walk over to the thing, and there it is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We could also set up, I guess, maybe your Stream Deck. And just run it over here.
We could do that too, but we could also just do it the way
we
I
also
said
just do it that way.
Yeah, and as I'm walking over, you could say, "Good afternoon, everybody." We don't have
an elegant way of ending this.
Yeah, that's gonna be awkward, but that's cool. We'll make it a meme.
Yeah, that's a meme.
Are we gonna have guests, Adam? No.
At least not for the foreseeable future. Okay, so let me explain the problems with the guest. One. With the setup that we've got here right now, this is all fine and dandy for Jeff and I in the room, but to add a guest would be a bit of a logistical nightmare for this setup.
Mm-hmm.
Adding a guest over like voice over IP and stuff is a bit more complicated than I think people realize it is. It's not just like setting up a Skype call, especially when it comes to editing audio to release stuff to like iTunes and shit like that. It's a different beast. A lot of people, if they're doing a podcast, they actually have a mixer and they're running like phone audio into the mixer, for example, to make that work, instead of trying to rely on some other form. It's a bit of it's a real gong show. Would we like to? Yes. Will we? If we can make it, believe us, if we can make it happen, we will have a guest. It's just the odds of that happening are huge because, one, we're in Halifax, fucking Nova Scotia, that nobody knows about, nobody lives anywhere near, and two, doing it over the interwebs is and not having it. If this was just a live show that we just took this audio, stripped it off the video, and fucking threw it up, it would sound like dog shit if we had a guest. But that would be one thing. But it's not the case. We're not Joe Rogan. They can't just walk into the studio.
You know what I just thought
pop
of?
a squad.
You know what I just thought of? What we could do one day.
What's that?
Is we could like play a fucking board game or something. That'd be fun. We got like a cool little thing going on.
A little wonky.
Yeah, but I think it would be cool if we had like a little table game.
Well,
look,
I'm still down if we hit a Patreon goal to consider
Dungeons and Dragons.
To consider doing some Dungeons and Dragons.
Hey, you never know. Once we implement the StarCraft stuff to the world,
it could happen.
It could happen. You never know. We'll keep the dream alive. But
yes,
as for guests, it's unlikely. But who knows? It may happen. But as of right now, you know what? Let's be real. This is LAGTV. It's always been LAGTV. We've always been basically a two-man show. And I think we are the best at just two-man show. No shade to Panic or HD StarCraft or anybody else that we've ever collabed with.
No,
it's just we've known each other for life, so it's difficult
to mix in another one. Like Joe Rogan's podcast works really. You ever notice how Joe Rogan's podcast doesn't work nearly as well when he adds a third person?
No.
And that's not, and again, this is going to sound like I'm fucking harping on Panic. That's not the case. Because it's a
different dynamic.
If you're out for dinner and you get to a point where there's one person far enough down the table that they are out of all conversation, they can add in a word every now and then.
Yeah.
It's just kind of the way it works. Jeff and I have a lifelong friendship dynamic, and we're the two of us. You add a third person, and it becomes a totally different thing.
It can be good.
That can be good, but it's
but it's not this.
It's uncommon. It's not this.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Guys, got no more questions?
Oh no, there's been a couple.
Oh, okay.
LAGTV Halloween special. No. I haven't come up with what I'm going to stream for Halloween yet. Have you? Do you have any idea what you're doing?
I'll figure out some horror game that's like
I've
play.
Pretty much played Silent Hill 2 for like a couple of years now, and it wouldn't shock me if I end up playing Silent Hill 2 again.
I might actually play Resident Evil 7 again on a harder difficulty and just go for it because the game was awesome. And it's been so long now that I won't remember the jump scares and stuff so much. So, yeah, maybe I'll do that.
Let's see. Is this channel still going to be called Technical Alpha, or is it going to be adjusted to LAGTV? No. Still Technical Alpha. The podcast is still its standalone thing. It's just being more directly merged with the LAGTV stuff.
If each of you had a superpower, what would they be? You also have to give each other one weakness as well. You can't pick flying. That's lame.
Okay, so no flying. What would I go with? I'm gonna go with I'll go with super speed.
Okay.
If I can't fly, I might as well be able to run fast.
Okay, and I got to give you a weakness.
I guess. Bad knees. You're the Flash, but you have arthritis.
Bad knees, bro. You have carpal tunnel.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. You know what? I have to steal that, bro. You got bad knees, dude. Just to fuck with you.
Yeah,
oh, it's
there
awesome.
you go.
Okay, my superpower. Oh, man. What kind of superpower would I want? I think my superpower would be telekinesis.
All right.
Being able to move shit with your mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What's my weakness, Adam?
You move shit with your mind, but you can't actually choose what's coming towards you.
Oh, that's dumb.
So you're just walking around and random shit's flying at you at all times. Walking down the street and a random car just like fucking flies out of nowhere. Or like this random shit just starts flying off the shelf. I think that's your weakness.
Oh, great.
You can move shit with your mind, but you're not actually
But you have
actively
severe
choosing.
headaches.
Yeah,
You're migraine
you
prone.
don't actually get to choose what's coming at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What else do we have here?
Favorite version of Bowsette, the one that doesn't exist.
The what?
Bowsette. You haven't seen that like flood your freaking Twitter timeline? The Peach Bowser crossover that's been already turned into every pornographic fuckery thing.
No.
Good, you dodged it.
I'll stay away from it.
Good. Yeah, that's a good choice. My favorite version is the one in which it doesn't exist.
We've already answered the hands or your dick question.
Yes, we have. I think that was the last podcast.
That was the last
wasn't it?
podcast, yeah.
Will you, Adam, will you use your sexy NovaWar voice to narrate my audiobook? If you pay me, I will consider it.
You know what we should do? Hey, we're going to sell it.
You got the crazy eyes. What do you...
It just fucking hit me all of a sudden. This is what we're going to do. When we hit a certain goal on this Patreon,
all right.
Instead of the dungeon... Well, we could still do Dungeons and Dragons.
Probably consider that, yeah.
We're going to do Cards Against Humanity.
Oh, no.
And we're going to have the chat vote on which one they like the most. They won't know. They won't know which one of us came up with the saying, and they vote on what the best what the best cards were.
Okay.
Dude, that'd be fire.
All right.
That would be fucking fire, dude.
Okay. We can come up with something like that.
I'm fucking down for that
We can do something like that.
I am fucking down for that shit.
But yeah, you pay me enough money. I will.
Sounds fun, and I'll do it for free.
I'm getting into voiceover work anyway. So if you wanna hire this voice, I am literally turning my office into a padded fucking cell. The only downside is road noise, man.
Dude, I just did another commercial, man.
You're out here in the middle of nowhere. You got no road noise, but I'm gonna like.
You do have road noise.
I
gotta
wait
was
for
watching
cars
your stream.
to like.
I was watching your stream and I could see like car lights going down.
Yeah, it's just, and there's no real time of the day where that isn't the case. Like there's like slower periods, but I'm gonna be in that awkward position where I'm gonna have to like record a paragraph, wait for some cars.
Bro, I just did a commercial for a bank. And I got paid $360 US.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
It was a 38-minute recording session.
Let's fucking go.
Telling you, that's...
Wake me up before we let's fucking go.
Hey, it's a nice little side hustle, man.
That's the remix to Wham.
Get on it.
Coming 2019.
What else we have going on here?
What are a couple of your favorite commercials? That's a good question.
Well, besides the ones I did myself. Let me see here. Favorite commercials.
Old Spice has smashed commercials so hard that I can't not like the Old Spice commercials.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna, dude, you fucking asshole. I'm gonna have to go with Old Spice because having Terry Crews, the one where he has all the instruments hooked up to his body parts,
just coming
and he's like
out,
doing drums and shit, and his pecs are like doing fucking snares and
it's nuts.
It's incredible.
All of them are perfect. So I'm gonna go with the Old Spice. I also like some of the old M&M commercials when they first started using like the CGI M&Ms.
There's some funny McDonald's commercial too, man. Some
ones.
really cheesy, funny McDonald's commercials.
And apparently the new Ninja commercial for Samsung.
Yes, that's like runner-up, second favorite.
Yeah, there you go. All right, let's see.
There's a room with a button in it on a table. There's a camera pointed at it, and the entire world is watching.
Yes.
If you don't press it, 1 million people will die at random around the world.
All right.
If you do press it, 3 people will die. Where are we at? You don't know which people will die, though. Would you press the button or not? If you don't, the world will know you let 1 million people die.
This is the classic degrees of separation thing.
Yeah.
If the people didn't know that you didn't press the button, a lot of people would go with the let 1 million people die.
I'm going to be very honest with you.
You're still going to let 1 million people die?
I would hit the button. I would let 3 people I know die. With or without people knowing. And I can honestly say that.
I don't know if I could answer that.
I couldn't take the life of 1 million people. That is like
I couldn't take the life of one person. So
yes, but if I had to choose,
yeah,
if I had to choose, and you know what? Honestly, if it was you and you had to choose, and I knew I was one of those potential people that
you'd still bow
I would
out.
tell you.
But
hit the button.
But that still doesn't make it easier for anyone that's doing it.
Of course,
right.
this is a shitty situation.
It is the shitty situation.
This is a shitty situation. How soul crushing would it be if one of your family members died, right? Somebody very close to you died. That would it wouldn't be easy one way or another. But if you put 1 million people in one field. It wouldn't even be a fucking field at that point.
It would be a city.
If you took like 3 Nova Scotias, and said, do you want to will you kill all of these people or sacrifice 3 people you love or that you care about, or maybe some of these people you don't even care about in your family, who knows, or friends or people that you know.
I'm gonna be real. I probably don't. I probably let the 3 people I know live.
Damn, you're cold.
Well,
it's 1 million people.
It is 1 million people.
That's 1 million people and 1 million fathers,
without
sons, daughters, loses.
Without knowing on either side who dies. So you don't know who dies for you, and you don't know who dies out of the 1 million people, right? Either way. You have no idea if it's good people dying or bad people dying. You don't
Same
know
with
where,
family.
Yeah, but you don't know where in the world they're gonna, they're dying. You've no bearing for any of that shit. It would be very difficult for me. I'm not gonna lie. I think it would be more difficult for anyone being put in that situation. I think it's one thing. I think everyone wants to say that they
those
would do
3 could
the
be
right,
in the million.
That they that's another. I mean, the odds would not be great, but they could be.
Yeah.
You
could be taking out some of our viewers here, Adam.
That's very true.
I care about some of these people.
I mean,
deeply.
It's a hard question, and I think that if anyone says lightly that they would kill the 3 people that they knew.
I don't say it lightly.
No, I'm not saying you. But
holy
they're,
shit!
But
don't make me sound like I'm ready to crucify 3 of my family members.
But a lot of people would just say because it's the right thing, right? If there was a right thing in this scenario, that is technically it's the kill the few to save the many thing.
Yes.
That's the trope that's been fucking beat about the head for forever and ever.
Hey, if I could sacrifice my own life, I would do that in a second.
Yeah. That's a different. Yeah.
Yes. If there was a third option that I could take myself out to save the 3 people in my family,
yes,
or 1 million people, take me out.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't even need to think about it. Just end it now. But if you're forcing me to choose, in my heart of hearts, I believe that anybody that I would care about that would kick the bucket from the 3 people that I care about, I feel like all 3 of those people would tell me to hit that button, and the burden that they would have knowing that one of them may have been gone over a million people.
But that's not a part of the thing.
But that's what I would think.
Yeah.
That's how I would get to that decision where I'm like, listen, if God forbid it was, my mom or my dad.
Yeah.
Right? Man, that would just be soul crushing.
Yeah.
Like I'd probably axe myself.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It'd be horrible.
There'd be a 4th person.
It'd be a 4th person.
Yeah.
But I also know that both of those people would have preferred that I have done what I did to save the lives of 1 million.
Yeah.
Right? So that would make it easier. But I wouldn't listen. If I had the choice to axe myself or to not hit the button at all, then I would do that. But I have to sack 3 people in my family, and hopefully it's 3 people I don't like. Right? It still wouldn't be fun, but at least it would be 3 people I don't like. That's the way I look at it.
It's tough. It's tough.
It's a lot of people, man. It's a million.
It's a tough.
We're
That's
not,
a tough question.
Now here's okay. Let's flip the script a little bit.
Okay.
What if 3 people from your family or 10,000 random people?
Well,
Would
the real comparison would be 3 random people that you don't know or care about, or 3 people that you know or care about.
Oh, I would get rid of the 3 that I don't know, obviously, because I'm selfish, right?
Right.
But I'm saying if we lowered it from
selfishness has a bar.
Yes.
So
of
everyone
course.
has a different bar. So somebody might say, I'd save the 3 for 5,000. I'd save the 3 for 10. And eventually everyone will have a number.
Yes.
Where they go,
I have a number.
I can't do that.
I'd have a number. I think once you hit 1 million, like there's no way I could not do it.
So 9,999,999.
No. I it'd be tough, man. Like it'd have to be in the like high multiple thousands. Like we're talking at minimum like 50,000 plus. It'd have to be a lot of fucking people. It'd have to be a lot of fucking people. But I mean, 1 million is just like, Jesus, man, I could not, like 10,000. 10,000, I'd have to think about it, but I'd probably still save my loved ones. Like it'd have to be a number that would be like, holy fuck, like, oh God, like 10,000 is a lot, but Jesus, man, that
it's hard.
It's fuck, man.
It's
tough,
a tough
dude.
question.
It's fucking tough, man.
Because who out of the 1 million people,
I know.
One of them could be the person that finds a cure to cancer.
Yeah.
One of them could be an engineer that sets off the next fucking whatever for the world, right?
One of them could be a fucking
one of them could
cuck.
be a murderer.
Yeah. Get him out of here.
But you don't know.
I know.
That's the shit.
It's rough. That question's going to keep me up at night. It's a tough question.
That is
Thank
a tough
God
question.
we'll never be put in that position.
Yeah, that's a great, leave that to Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Let's do one more and call it a rip. What do we got here? We'll just scroll up to find the questions because
1 million flat earthers rip. Bye-bye.
Are there even 1 million?
I don't think so. Okay, what about this, Adam?
Okay. Oh, okay.
What about 3 family members?
Okay.
Or a cure for cancer?
Oh, cure for cancer.
You'd axe the 3?
Because we're not talking about 1 million at this point. We're talking about in perpetuity, everyone that would... Now, there's problems that come with that, right? Okay. Overpopulation is a problem.
That's true.
And we're not coming up with a way off of this fucking rock anytime soon. And it's not that we can't afford to feed everyone. We actually can. The food being produced in the States alone could feed the world. That's not a problem. The problem is that motherfuckers like to eat too much shit. And we throw out 80% of the fucking food that we buy.
That is true.
That's the ultimate problem is the overindulgence of shit. You do it, I do it, everyone fucking... There's 4 people living out of a backpack that only eat 3 pieces of lettuce a day just to say fuck the rest of the world. But everyone else...
And they live in a tiny house.
They want the dream.
Yeah.
Right? They want to go out to a restaurant and order and have somebody take out half a cow and say, where do you want me to cut it? And then bring it out and you only eat like the first fucking 10 bites.
Could you live in a tiny house?
Look at me. Does it look like I could live in a tiny house?
If you were 6 foot, could you live in a tiny house?
Yes.
Whoa.
I've watched the show
I'm
like
sure
a million times.
I'm sure you've watched it.
There is something incredibly tempting about letting go of all the fucking bullshit that you have in a house. We've talked about the clutter thing in the past.
Yes.
I fucking hate clutter with the passion of 1,000 burning suns. Every time I have to think about the fact that I've got to pick up a fucking knick-knack to dust underneath of it and behind it,
It's not a fun time.
I get angry. Okay? I get closer to pressing the button every time that shit happens.
Just take 'em out.
So the thought about living in a tiny house where you are forced to be very choosy about what possessions you actually have
Extremely choosy.
is very tempting. Unfortunately, I'm 6'6", And there is no such thing as a tiny fucking house.
Okay.
It just becomes this tiny skyscraper.
If you were 6 foot or just a normal sized man,
then yes.
and you knew that you could, you say you had $30,000 to your name, and you're like, you know what? I could build a tiny house for 30 grand.
Which you can very easily.
Very easily.
Mm.
I can go and live in the fucking woods
If
or
I
like on the fucking shore of the water or wherever.
Also very tempting.
Also very tempting. You would highly consider living that life.
Fucking absolutely.
Damn.
Abso-fucking-lutely. It depends on my work too. I wouldn't be able to work from home, right?
No.
Because
You'd have to
you'd
leave
go fucking crazy.
Yes. Be like being in jail.
But if you think about most people, they work outside the home,
Yeah.
right? They're spending 80% of their time either in bed or out of the house. So you don't really need a 4,000 square foot 3-story home with 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and an ensuite that has, jet tub that your
Are
wife
you
uses
describing my
to
house
get
right
off
now?
on when you're having a slump.
Are you
right?
describing my very home?
It's just 2. This is 3, isn't it?
What?
This is 3 stories technically because it's a finished basement. I unintentionally might have described your house.
You definitely just described my house.
My apologies.
I don't have the tub with the jets. I do. In my studio bathroom, they got jets.
Of all the bathrooms in the house too.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
That's weird.
It is very weird.
Like not the master bedroom, like the basement bathroom.
The master bedroom is a soaker tub. It's one of those like sit on the floor, big fucking deep tubs that you light a candle in.
That's
and
what you. That's
finger
what the
bang
women,
yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Yeah.
what women really want. Just a shower head. Where
I've
you
been
don't
in
need
it
jets.
twice, and
Yeah.
it takes 40 minutes to fucking fill. By the time your water's cold, and you got to put on the hot again.
It's several dollars worth of water too.
It's well.
Well,
we don't pay a water bill here.
Then you have to hope for a very good well.
We have a good one.
Why are we getting quieter? That's a great question.
That is a good question.
I would definitely consider it.
Mm-hmm.
And I even considered it even in my current form. I was like, my God.
Damn.
If I worked outside
Your current form.
if I thought, this isn't even my final form.
All right, there, Cell.
So because and for that
Incomplete
reason,
Adam.
it's the things that you lose out on.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not going to be the one hosting Christmas dinner with the family.
There'll be no UFC night at your house.
There's no just as many. How many people you have over? Because the living room
No
is
more
usually,
than 3.
Usually good for 3 to 4 people.
And if somebody farts,
it's bad time.
it's all ogre.
It's bad time.
You could put an outside TV though, because you're like outside.
Yeah. So instead of a tiny house in the usual sense, where it's like 180 fucking square feet of memes.
Mm-hmm.
My ideal house is actually just a small ass fucking bungalow. 1 floor. Bedrooms far enough away from the living space so that, it's comfortable.
It's its own place.
It's its own place. And that's the fucking show.
I like that.
That's like then you can't when you have the bigger the house, the more you just feel the urge to fill every fucking nook and cranny with furniture, and like you go to Pier 21, you spend $400 on a glass bottle that it's whatever. It's a nice shade of blue, so they charge $80 for it. So you're
like Michael
everything.
Jackson at an expensive store. I'll have those.
Just those,
these,
and that, and those, and please that
I'll
over
take
there.
those.
Like everything.
Tito.
And you just keep fucking filling your shit up. And then one day you have to fucking deal with it, and you're going, oh my God, what the fuck was I doing?
Yep, I've been there.
And so if you limit yourself, then you at least you stop the madness. Then you can't do that shit. You can't afford to do that shit.
That's true.
Bungalow, you don't even give yourself a basement to fucking put shit in.
That's right.
You get nothing. It's all 1 floor.
It's old people like that shit. 1 floor.
Well, then you don't have to walk up and down stairs.
Yeah,
Obviously, that's the biggest benefit
They
of that
like
shit.
that shit. They like that
But
shit.
for me, it's more about just.
And what's nice about bungalows too, you can have really high ceilings.
Well,
in
yeah, you
bungalows.
walk out.
You can
I
have
saw-
like fucking 9-foot ceilings, and then in the main area, it's like fucking 30-foot ceilings.
and just
if
do
you
it
want
and
'em.
just glass fucking whatever,
Yeah,
and
it's
then you
pretty
have a
fire.
nice big
That is
open living
dope.
space
Yeah, it's
with
nice.
the open kitchen. Because the like master bedrooms are getting fucking enormous now.
Yep.
And why? You put a fucking bed and some dressers.
Yep.
Done. Why do you need a 30 by 30 fucking foot room?
Because bigger's better, Adam.
900 square. There are 900 square foot master bed. The
Bigger's
fuck?
better, Adam.
That's nuts.
Dude, this bedroom's big.
This is like 20 by 18.
Yeah.
Or 18 by 18.
by 18. Yeah. Might even be bigger than that.
That's a big ass room.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. This is
So
like
that's
the
what I'm
size of your
saying.
tiny house, bro.
So that's what I'm saying.
All right. I couldn't do the tiny house, personally.
It depends on how tiny the tiny house is.
Well,
there's
tiny house-
There's a limit to it.
I think the biggest tiny house I've ever seen on that show was like 800 square feet.
Yeah, that's doable.
And
I could do 800 square feet.
Yeah. Some of them are
That's like an
some of them
apartment.
are like 400 square feet.
Dude, when I said 180 square feet, there was one that was 180 square feet that I saw one. 180 square feet.
I just couldn't, dude. I'd freak out. I'd freak out.
All I need is I'm a shower guy. I need a big shower.
Some of them don't even have showers, bro.
No,
They have like
exactly.
fucking shit outside where it's
Yeah.
like a little outhouse where they fucking shit in a can.
Yeah,
and
like
then
you're-
they
you're
like
camping
then,
all the
Then they
time.
take their shit and put it through this like little filter thing that
They have like microgreens growing on the side of their tiny
from their
house.
fucking shit, and they like invite their friends over like, yo, make
Have you
sure you
tried
shit.
some of my-
Make sure you shit before you go because our plants. They're running low on shit, and
Need
I'm
some
just not eating
fertilizer.
enough fiber.
No.
So can you please come over and take a dump? Just hold it, you know. Typically, you normally don't want your boys to take a shit in your house.
Yeah.
There, you want them to take a shit.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
I could do. I think the
800,
smallest
800 square feet would be like.
I could do
the small-
6.
Ah!
Would be pushing it for me.
Fuck no.
And the other thing is you have no kids. Obviously, you have
Well,
zero.
no.
You have zero
Your
children.
fucking kid would lose her goddamn mind.
0 kids.
Dude, you got to be so disciplined and just like in a zen state.
Yeah.
To like disconnect that much, especially when you're brought up in an environment that is like in excess in everything.
Yep.
And to just fucking dial it way to fuck down.
Yeah.
You have to be on another level of self-discipline. And a kid, hell no to the no, no, no.
No.
Hell to the no.
Yeah.
And that's going to be it. We're done. Midnight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have hit the end of another Technical Alpha podcast. It's the first here in the room. Please, on YouTube, let us know how you enjoyed this the setup. We know that we're not well lit from the front. We could technically do something about it, but we're probably not, and that's because we would be blinding ourselves so that you could see us a little bit better.
I'm dark, guys, but I'm half black. You can see me.
It just, limits, trade-offs. We're probably going to stick with this amount of lighting. Maybe we try putting a third light bulb in that thing.
Yeah, we could do that.
We could try that.
We could do that.
Give
That's
that
as
a
far
go.
as it goes. Or we could just remove the top from it, which
No,
will brighten things
That
up.
would definitely.
We might have to get rid of one of the bulbs in there
If we
do
did
that.
it that way, yeah. We'll try it. We'll see what we can do with the lighting, but otherwise, that's
This
great.
is it. I'm happy with this.
I'm happy with this. The setup time isn't crazy. The teardown time isn't crazy. We'll have the TV here so we can do like retro verses and stuff. So when we
might even
set
put
up,
some topics up there.
that's probably not going to happen.
No, it's definitely not
That's
going to happen.
definitely not gonna
But we'll
happen.
put the TV up there. And we'll have the games running.
We can have like Technical Alpha's logo on the TV.
We can do that.
That's a thing people do.
Yep.
They have TVs specifically just to have a logo on.
Yeah,
them.
we
That's
can fit a nice little 27-incher in there.
Yeah,
27, 24-incher, flat screen.
make the magic happen.
We'll do it.
We can make it happen. But
All right,
ladies and
this is
gentlemen,
that part where I'm going to awkwardly get up
Yep.
and turn off the stream. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. We don't have the Patreon list there, but we do love you, all of you.
we do.
And
thank you
thank
to all of you.
Thank you.
You're legends. We'll see you guys. Excuse me. We will see you guys next week for another Technical Alpha podcast. And until we do, peace.